So what
Hey,
you're saying
guys.
is moist.
What? You just started the podcast by saying
I'm sorry.
moist.
I'm sorry. Go ahead,
Alright.
take it off there.
All right. Hey, guys. Here we are, another episode of Panther, so a folding table talk. This is episode 77, guys. Airsoft and YouTube.
Airsoft and you.
Yeah.
Yes,
So this is
Airsoft and
Poi,
you.
your showrunner.
Plus
We got
two.
Mac over here,
Hey,
one of our
Hey.
hosts, and Tack down. I
Heyo.
keep getting this wrong.
Just that
we
guy.
should
There.
honestly just say
Direct.
both our names,
Yeah.
like right, just go Mac and Tack, and
Yeah.
we'll both say hi, and then you haven't screwed up.
That's too late. It's already recording.
All right,
All right.
moving along.
So we have our two guests here. We're going to be introducing them now. We have, we'll start off with Jamie, Prairie Dog
Yeah.
Airsoft. Everybody knows
Okay.
him at the field. Everybody knows
Our-
at the field, right?
I think so.
You're pretty
I hope so.
famous.
I don't know.
All right.
Eh.
So we have Jamie here. He's going to be the representative that's going to be talking about Airsoft and YouTube. It's going to be awesome. And of course, we have Dayton.
I
Are you famous too?
no,
No?
don't do that.
I haven't seen you in a while. Oh, we got
yeah,
Dayton,
who are you?
also
again?
known as HouseGamers Airsoft, guys. So
Hi.
you probably heard about him. He is at the field. He just recently come back from Europe?
Austria, yeah.
Austria?
I just play with fake guns, man.
Gotcha.
Yes,
All right.
that's-
You
Alrighty.
do call our field home. That's the
I
one
do,
that
yes.
we do get to. Yeah. Okay.
He is Canada's boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
and
true.
he does
Didn't
go.
ask for this.
So, the reason I picked this topic is because I wanted to get into the nitty-gritty sort of industry of airsoft and airsoft
You.
entertainment, which is basically, YouTube is our primary sort of
Way
like
of
platform
digesting
that the way that people ingest our content, right? We're content creators here. Mac, you've done your field segments there. You love it. We've done our podcasts here. Tack, you do the same thing. We've done our field segments, our podcast, a whole bunch of other shenanigans. I've done videos myself, 5, 6, 7 years
I
ago.
was actually gonna say, boy, you're actually a pretty big YouTuber yourself. Like,
I stopped. Life priorities come in, so that's my little bit of introduction. But
Yes,
we're not
he's back.
talking. We're not talking about
Back
us here.
again.
I still
Boy is
remember the
back.
Pokemon Go, the Pokemon Go Airsoft video. That was a banger.
Yeah, what-
Hey,
that's
that when
a-
it came out, yeah, that was fun. We're gonna be talking about content. So here we go.
Yeah, exactly.
So, let's just do some base introductions here. Jamie, you are our first. It's your first time being here.
man.
In our show.
Pop my cherry.
Actually, you showed up in the Women of Airsoft segment in the
Mhm.
background once,
Mhm, mhm.
or
Yes.
twice, or 3 times.
And so did Ernie.
Yes,
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 yes.
I remember that video.
Strategically placed.
Very smart, very smart. But hey, welcome to the show. Give us a little bit of a brief introduction about yourself. How long you've been playing airsoft? What team do you play with? And when did you start making airsoft content? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. All right. Hopefully, I'm gonna tone down the cringe. I'll try and keep it simple and I
This is
don't know.
unfiltered. You can just-
You know what? It's
Yo,
okay.
we are-
Medium cringe.
Medium cringe?
People
Yeah,
who
like
make
you don't have to
Airsoft
go
for
heavy
YouTube,
on it,
it's
but
not
you don't have to
possible.
hide
Yeah.
it either.
This
Like,
is some
we're kinda
serious
used
talk.
to
So
it.
yeah, medium cringe.
Yeah.
Yes.
All
Just
right,
don't worry. We have a live audience who's listening to you. This is
Yeah.
totally not
Yeah.
scripted.
They
They're
are
all
not going to
judge
judge
me.
you.
Yeah.
No, no,
They're not. Okay.
They're not.
Okay.
No.
They're not. They're not.
All right.
They post some pretty cringy stuff themselves. They all know it.
I capture it. That's
Yeah.
that's where I get my entertainment from. It's them.
Yeah, sometimes I log on just to laugh at
Mhm.
what they talked about.
Mhm, Mr. Frosty being one of them.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Love
yeah.
it. Yeah, love-
Don't
love
get
you,
me
Frost.
started.
All right.
Okay. All right.
So who are you?
So I am Jamie. I'm also known as Prairie Dog or Prairie Dog Airsoft. That's my YouTube channel. I got into Airsoft, I think 3 years ago, with the intent of YouTubing it. I came from a Twitch streaming background. Actually, before I met Sasha, my girlfriend, my ex, here comes the cringe part, but I'm not gonna, never mind. So I streamed with her. I kind of co-streamed and I got into the internet creativity mindset. I love to make things on the internet. I think since I was 12 or something, I'd make stupid videos, just whatever with a camcorder, or just getting used to editing iMovie. And I've always wanted to make things, and getting into Twitch and co-streaming really got my foot through the door to kind of build that confidence and just want to have that presence. Obviously things didn't work out, and here I am. But for about a year and a half, I streamed on Twitch with my own audience that I had built. You could almost say piggybacking off someone else, but then on my own, and I really loved it. But then some of these guys know I'm an electrician, so to have that full-time career, it's very hard to stream on Twitch. Some people can juggle that kind of crazy schedule, but I went to school, I have a career now, and as much as I'd love to just make YouTube videos all the time and not have to wake up at 6 a.m. to work, I got to have some kind of a big boy job to pay the bills. So I couldn't live stream, but I wanted to make content. I wanted to be a creator. I wanted to do something. And I loved Airsoft, just watching Airsoft videos, watching Silo, watching House, watching Novrich, a lot of sniping stuff, clearly. And and I was like, you know what? I have an Airsoft gun under my bed that's been there for 10 years or longer.
Oh,
like,
damn.
What?
yeah. So
Okay.
a friend of mine and myself, he bought a FAMAS, like the first
TM one?
cyber
Yeah,
gun,
the
like the
cyber
cyber gun,
gun,
like
wow.
freaking
Yeah.
like you can't get it anymore or something. So I bought a PTS Magpul Masada AKM, and whatever 10 or 12 years ago, that thing was $600. And how did I have that kind of money as like a 16-year-old or something? I don't know.
Mhm.
But I bought it and I shot it maybe like 200 times, like in the backyard. So we never committed to it. But then me and Sasha tried paintball again after years of not playing paintball, and it wasn't the same. I thought maybe we would get into that and really enjoy it. She thought it was okay, but she didn't like how inaccurate, these markers were. And I was like, you know what, the field's not the same. Where I used to play, they got bought out, and they're not as good anymore. The field's different. The atmosphere is not so good. Then I learned about Panther, and that they have this amazing airsoft field. And I'm like, oh my God, I have this gun under my bed. Let's go, let's do it. And at that time I was still live streaming. And so I was like, all right, I'm a live stream on Twitch, and I'm also going to make airsoft content. But one of those things had to go when I got my job. So here we are, full blown airsofter and airsoft YouTuber. And I love it. I am so glad that I made that jump, and here I am, I guess. Is that good? Does that work? Is that good
Yeah,
for
that works.
introduction?
Yeah, well, yeah,
That was great, man.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
great intro. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
And
right, cool.
you're also part of a team at the field
Yes.
as well, right?
Yeah, Trainwreck. So
Okay.
I love Trainwreck. These guys, a massive group of guys that just want to show up and play airsoft. How much can I say about Trainwreck?
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
So you're part of Trainwreck. That's
There's some
awesome.
there's some cool stuff that we want to do in the near future, and I'm not spoiling it. So how
Yeah,
about
I
that?
gotcha.
Okay,
You are
yeah.
a part of their their sort of management team or high council, or I'm not too
Yeah.
sure how you call it.
Not
I
council.
like that term, the high council.
The high
God.
council. The high
That's
council
like,
has called
that's
you
some
in.
Diablo 2 reference right there, man. Hey.
All right, and of course, this is like a Mac and Tac question to ask, but what is your favorite sort of like airsoft like gun that you
man.
you own or use? Yeah.
Oh, that's an open
Oh.
question.
Oh,
What is your
man.
favorite airsoft gun?
Oh. Well, I only have. Well, it's gonna be one of the ones I own because it's my AUG. I love my AUG. Can I show you my AUG?
Mhm.
Can
Yeah,
I whip
what's
it out?
your
for you
AUG?
guys?
Yeah,
show
go.
Show us your AUG.
It's an AUG, guys.
You know what? You're right. It is a very rare gun, very rarely seen. I
He's
don't
got a
see
nice
many-
one. He's got
Wait,
a,
that looks really custom. What the
That
heck?
AUG
Whoa.
looks
How do I-
fun.
Whoa.
That's a whoa.
Oh.
Hello. What's that sticking out of the rear there?
Oh, it's
sir?
HPA. Okay.
Yeah. Don't hate. All right.
yo,
Don't
you're gonna die. You're gonna die when you hear what it is. Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
explain
Bro.
to us what is this?
Okay, let's hear the story.
So I have a video on doing this, but I put a Kythera in my AUG, which I had to work with Polar Star to figure that one out. And they were actually at the same time, conveniently, trying to HPA an AUG, put a Kythera into it. And it was great timing. And I'm like, tell me everything. Tell me all your secrets. And they told me which nozzle to use and all that. They went through like a whole ton of them. They're like, grab this one. I think I exchanged like 20 emails with this Rod guy
Mm,
Oh
and
yeah, Broad. Yeah.
yep.
I love Rod. What a beaut. And yeah, I made it work. And I like to paint things. I paint a ton of things like my masks, but like I love to paint my guns too if I can. And I gave it kind of like a retro-y burgundy gold look.
Mhm.
But yeah, and I'm trying to get MP5 straight mags for this thing, which will
Oh.
make the Ogpera conversion, Ogpera HPA complete.
You have a pet. Oh my goodness.
Buddy, but I need straight mags, right? So they're very rare.
Yo, if that is not a meme gun of 2022, ladies and gentlemen, I have.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I love it. I love
Damn.
it.
Kurt, do you play
So-
Call of Duty?
Yeah. Thank you very much, Jamie. That is
Wow.
awesome. That is a nice custom gun setup. I didn't realize that, you could customize that AUG to like
That took it to like.
It's not
Yeah.
supposed to be.
I had to
done.
cut some
That's
things
That's
out
not
of the
meant to
gearbox.
be done.
It's not meant to be done. He did it.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
it- yeah.
So let's move on here. Dayton, no introductions needed. We've had you here before. Awesome.
I've been on the
Thank-
show before.
You've been,
You
you've been
do
on the
not
show.
get
Thank you for
Yeah.
welcoming me back.
You're
Welcome back to the
whoa,
So
boy.
I don't know
That
if you
was
want.
like a
I don't know if you want to
Marvel
go through the introduction here. But yeah, you could give us a brief intro. Actually,
sure,
if you want to give us like a brief intro of what you were doing in Austria, that'll be cool too, because I'm sure a lot of people are interested in knowing
A
what
lot
the
of
heck you
people
were
have
doing
been
over
asking where you've been.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I'm Dayton. I run HouseGamers. I'm part of the meme team at Panther. Well, I don't know, where do I start? I've been playing Airsoft for like 8-10 years. Not that long at the field, but with the boys down at the river shooting at each other, we've been doing it a long time. My first gun, the same as you, sat under my bed for like 2 years before I even touched it. And then
Okay.
after that, just shot cans in the backyard. So we both come from pretty similar thing. Did paintball right after that, and then was like, paintball freaking sucks. went to Airsoft, and yeah, I started out with Minecraft and DayZ on YouTube.
Mm.
And then went to just Minecraft because I'm an intellectual. And then after that,
A man
I
of
uploaded-
culture, I see.
Of course, yes.
I
Raise a
yeah,
Diet
made,
Coke to you, sir.
thank you. I made one Airsoft video and it got like 100 views, and I was like, oh my god, future PewDiePie incoming.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
hello.
And then,
there.
just kept doing it. I don't know. I really liked Airsoft, and I really liked making the videos, and I even more liked how I feel like I don't attribute it to my own actions, but as I was starting to make YouTube videos on Airsoft, the field just started to pop off, and every weekend there was new people there, and there was just more and more and more, and I feel like I came into the golden age of Airsoft at Panther, to be honest with you.
Good time.
So
Mhm.
that's a lot of what kept me into it, and then yeah, also making the videos and stuff. My favorite gun, I don't know. I can't answer that.
You got too many.
whatever one I have on the field. I more find that the game day and the location and stuff like that has a better impact on my game day than the gun that I use. But if I have to choose, it's either my bolt action, an umbrella armory of obnoxious gun, or something stupid that I've created.
The president
That's,
say your TM, your Mark 23 TM.
Oh, the silent.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's
Oh.
why it's so hard, because it depends on the situation.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
so many
May I ask a
situations that
question?
are-
May I ask a question about your favorite gun?
Yeah.
You have one that shoots really, really fast, and it's loud, and it I peed a little when you shot it in front of me.
The umbrella armory, the upgraded
the
umbrella
umbrella
armory.
one.
I
Oh,
full blown
yeah.
like peed a little. I was like,
That might
probably
be,
didn't see me kind of flinch, but I did.
that might be the OCA. The OCA
Yeah.
can empty
Yes.
a
Yeah.
EPM mag in like 2 seconds, 3 seconds.
It's
not nice.
disgusting.
Yeah,
Did you
pretty-
bring that to I watched a video on, I'm gonna spoil something. I don't want to spoil something, but like I watched a night vision video of you with Novrich, and
Mhm.
it was that $800 camera that's like huge, and you put it on a gun that shot like that one you showed me in the dark, and you guys were like shooting each other in pitch black darkness, and I was
So,
like,
Is that the
Fun
thermal
fact.
one?
Fun
Yeah.
fact,
Oh.
the gun we were using in that video was this one. That was an SSP-18. That wasn't an umbrella armory gun.
Oh.
That was a
full
pistol.
auto? Was it was full auto? Yeah, 'cause I
this
didn't
thing's
quite-
full auto.
That
Oh,
was
yeah.
it.
Okay, there you go.
Oh,
Okay, well,
but
wow.
at the field, if you watch me playing and you hear a burt, then it's probably the OCA, because the OCA is my fastest shooting gun.
And there you
The
go.
scary one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
it's not.
That is
You gotta,
peak.
you gotta watch him sometimes. You
Yeah.
know? You definitely.
I was got a little in my pocket. I got a little sneaky little
I
thing.
trust him, Mac. I'll vouch for him.
And to answer your question of what I was doing in Austria for so long, I was making a sneaky little thing from you to pull out. A couple sneaky little things actually.
Oh boy.
We
yeah,
can't talk
don't worry.
about it. We can't talk about it.
Maybe at the end I'll show you guys what I got
sneaky.
right here. A little.
Ooh, another sneak peek. Ooh.
Well, it's not so much a sneak peek. It's a Mark 1, if you will.
Oh,
Yes.
okay,
All right. So we'll save that for later. All right. So question for both of you now. Either one of you can answer. I think Dayton, you've answered this one, but I added a little bit of twist to this. Is airsoft a hobby, sport, or a job?
God. Here we go.
Jamie, you take the honors first because it's your first time answering this.
All right, it's a hobby.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. I made a video on it, and I even said chess wasn't a sport. I said esports aren't sports; they're esports. I totally picked my side. And...
This is my last one.
Oh my gosh!
The internet
Where the
has
hell do
been.
you find your guest point? Hell.
This is how I roll.
It's like, what am I, a joke to you?
You have not insulted me. You've insulted my very and my everything.
Your soul's hurt right now. I totally just yeah. Do you want me to elaborate, or do you just want the simple answer?
If you want to elaborate, go ahead.
Let's do
That'll
that.
be...
Hey,
Yeah,
I
did
believe
not watch your video.
elaborate can also be called defend yourself. Yes.
So I try to remember how I made that video because I could just pull straight from that but I think when I look at airsoft and I compare it to a sport like hockey or like whatever league, let's say the NHL, right? All the rinks are the same. They all have referees that know they're there to
standardized rules.
Standardized rules, man. And so when you look at airsoft, you go to Panther and you play, and it's whatever. It's fight for the helicopter, or there's a pinata in the middle of the field full of like, explicit objects. Let's go fight over the pinata. So like the rules change no matter what.
Okay. In
Can I
our defense.
Can I say something to this man?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I understand. And I think that to call airsoft a sport, you kind of have to look deeper. It needs to come from not factual definitions, but within ourselves.
Okay.
What is to call it a hobby, to call it a sport? Sure. Let's name some qualities of a sport. You got physical exertion, maybe, teamwork, increase of skill with time put in, better understanding, and maybe even you would say a rarity to that skill itself. Now, what is a sport? Is hunting a sport? It's not on the same field. It's not a standardized set of rules. There are laws, of course, but
Hunting's not a sport.
Hunting is a sport.
Definitely a sport.
It is
Definitely a fucking sport.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I think the man, I'm gonna get flack for this.
In actuality, I think arguing it being a sport completely is how you play it. So if you're one of the people going to Taiwan and competing in the World Cup, you are working hard, you are training. That is a sport.
Should be.
If you're going on the weekends, it's not a sport. It's a hobby that has lots of physical activity and is not an easy hobby, but it's not a sport where it's got a referee who's
I said Speedsoft is technically on its way to being a sport, just like Speedball is 100% a freaking sport. Because I look at Speedball and it's like, man, Speedball looks so cool. It's physical. It's the arena changes, but
like paintball Speedball?
Yeah.
Speed QB is the same.
Speaking is the same now,
Yeah, it's basically identical.
Okay, then good. I mean, then I would treat that as a sport, absolutely, because there's like tournaments and stuff, and like come on,
with big money.
Yeah.
man,
There's designated maps for competitive play. And everything like
layouts
that.
and stuff.
Dude,
For tournament settings,
I think we agree. I think it's just like
It's
a battle of definitions.
Yeah.
What do you define as a sport? There's no
definitely. I think it's like comes down to the personal gauge level, right? It's
you
just
can
like
make it a sport.
Exactly. It's just like in anything that you really have, like you can take it to the extreme, which makes it because it can be competitive in nature, and because of that competitiveness, you can get to, really, sport-like kind of feelings and
But
stuff like
I
that.
agree. If it were to be a sport like recognized by Olympics, it would have to have a standardized field,
Man,
set
can
of
you
rules,
imagine?
tools.
Okay, have you guys ever
God.
heard of Battle League? Okay, I'm not
Yeah.
kidding. I was on the
Russia.
on the YouTube crazy like little algorithm, and I found it. And there's countries that go against each other.
Yeah, but there would.
Cool.
I don't think it would ever be an organized thing for something like.
I
the
mean, it
Olympics.
looked
There-
pretty
there's no
organized to
way.
me.
A combat
Have you
sport.
guys seen Tag? There's a
Yes,
Oh
yes,
yeah,
yes,
like
yep.
the parkour.
Oh,
Yes.
I watched
Yeah.
for hours. I'm like, these guys are
Yeah.
nuts, man. They're like
Oh,
jumping around like
100%. The guy doing like the fake out
Holy
circles every
crap.
time, and you're like,
That's a
Is it-
sport.
Can
is he
we?
moving forward?
100%.
What if we
Extreme
add
tag.
what if we add a airsoft gas blowback like pistol while you're doing tag? Wouldn't that be
God.
cool?
Boy, don't
Um,
tease me.
Just
Boy.
call it airsoft.
Just call it airsoft.
Let's go.
It's called
Airsoft.
All right.
What if we played tag but with a gun?
You're on. House.
Airsoft.
The
Oh my
first
God.
one carries the rifle. The second one picks up the rifle when he dies.
And shoot.
All right. So, thank you for your inputs, guys. It's always good to, always deliberate on, just debate on airsoft hobby sport. Now we're gonna turn into the job portion of it because it's what
Yay.
we do, and it's sometimes it gets grueling, working, on videos and stuff. But before we get started on getting started and stuff, let's talk about the current state of the airsoft community and as well as airsoft YouTube videos because we need before we get into making YouTube videos, let's cover the environment you guys are surrounded by. It's the community and as well as the platform you're at, which is basically airsoft, YouTube. I'm sure you guys have a lot of different opinions, on a few things here, but let's just go through some of the questionnaires that I have here. So, do you consider airsoft content to be, entertainment, inspirational, educational, conversational, connecting, or promotional for you guys? One of you guys can start.
I mean, the reason why I make YouTube videos is because I like to imagine that somehow out of all the people who have watched my videos, I've distracted them from something shitty in their lives for like 5 minutes.
Mhm.
Like,
Yep.
I mean, I don't think it's anything more than that. I mean, it's just entertainment. You make content, you entertain
Mhm.
somebody. If that content makes it so that somebody's life's a little bit better for a second, then hey, I did a good job.
Okay, so you're
But
hitting
then
the
also
inspiration and entertainment,
kind of nice.
the promotion part at that point.
Well, if you're making it and you're not getting paid, then you can't keep making it. So
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a fine line you got to balance in YouTube. Then
yeah, I guess.
gotcha. Jamie, what about you?
Yeah, I think there's a reason I watch YouTube videos that to distract myself from crap, right? Or just it's like a routine now. So I think even if I'm making like an educational video or straight up entertainment, or like if I'm handing out lemonade at the field, like for some
I enjoy
stupid
all.
comedy thing.
Those are
Um,
always the best. I'm not gonna lie. The infield sustenance. Oh,
Yeah.
I love it.
Very
love it.
refreshing too.
Yeah.
It helps you keep
Yeah.
going.
But it's to distract people, right, from
Yeah.
the real world sometimes, and whether it be through education or entertainment,
Mhm.
it's all for the same goal. So
You
that's
know,
why I
I was
streamed.
actually I was talking to Cooper earlier today, and he had mentioned that, and I had said to him like a night or two ago, me and Kyle and Cooper were sitting on Discord, having some drinks and watching some meme compilations, and I was like, you know what? If my videos can attribute to some group of people's bro time where they all just sit back with a beer and watch one of my videos and laugh at me and whatever,
Yep.
I've done something good. And it was sort of like that moment of reflection where I was like, wait, I'm having bro time watching YouTube with my boys. What if somebody's having bro time watching YouTube with their boys, but I'm YouTube? Oh.
Guys, comment down below if you guys watch it with your bros. Watch Jamie's videos or Dayton's videos or my videos or our video. Like, do you guys watch with a group of people? Do you guys watch it by
Maybe
yourself?
they're doing that right now, Poi.
Mhm.
Oh, the call's coming from inside the house.
Okay,
The
so
files are in the computer.
all right, so let's hit a few more questions here. In the past few years, looking through the community and YouTube's algorithm, do you find that the community gravitates towards here we go, the cheater videos, airsoft
boy.
fights,
Oh,
overshooting? So what are your opinions on those, or have you you don't have to be honest with this one if you want to come out on this one, but have you used those terms before on
How
videos?
many? How many?
Well, I think
I-
a better way
hold-
to rephrase it is like from your guys' experience, right? Have you had to gravitate to that because of just how
The algorithm is.
So
Culture.
two things really quick. First thing, you have to sort of define the audience, because there's with YouTube, you have your subscribers and then you have the browse feature. Browse feature could be you got a good title and a good thumbnail, random
Yep.
people who've never seen Airsoft watch your video. Or community, you're identifying it as they're an Airsoft player, they're watching the Airsoft content because they like Airsoft. There's a difference there. And that difference is reflected in how you create and advertise your content. So I did an experiment a little while ago where we released a couple videos. Some of them were flashy explosion, blah blah blah, cheater exposed, blah blah, destroyed, and then some of them were airsoft footage or like airsoft game
Gameplay, yeah.
Or
this-
you cooking a steak by a fire.
or cooking a steak. We tried a couple variations on putting in buzzwords and no buzzwords, thumbnail created afterwards, thumbnail created from in-game footage, and it is obnoxiously better to put in buzzwords and have after produced thumbnails with bright colors. It's just not even comparable.
Yeah.
And as much as it sucks, if you want to be able to do it, you got to find a nice middle zone where you're not being Jake Paul and you're not being
Yeah.
this is Airsoft gameplay number 226, please enjoy.
It's funny you mentioned the
Heavy breathing
thumbnail.
camera.
It's funny you mentioned the thumbnail part, because it like when I look at how videos are sort of portrayed nowadays, it feels like it's going back to the very early 2010s or late 2000s kind of idea of the clickbait thumbnail, except back then they were always using girls as the image and everything like that, or like really like crazy highlighted outline stuff. And then when I see things now, it's really funny just watching how modernized sort of the UI is and everything like that, and we're going right back to those old style thumbnails.
Yep.
Wait, so you're telling me there aren't hot single moms looking to hook
Dude, that's
up in my
the wrong
area?
thumbnail you're looking at.
Specifically not
That's the
in
wrong.
Europe.
That's the wrong
God,
thumbnail, man.
oh, this isn't YouTube. Oh God. Oh
Hot
God.
single mothers at Airsoft.
Wait,
Oh God. Oh God. Sorry, I'm on a different tube.
Jamie, I want to hear your input on this too. Have you used any of these, and have you gravitated towards those to use on your videos? What's your opinions on it for other people using it?
It's okay. I agree. It's a bit of a battle. Trying to find that easy medium of not clickbait, but this is entertaining. Click it, please. Like I put work into it.
I worked hard on this, please.
Yeah.
So it's I think like okay. I'm gonna use the lemonade stand video again as an example here, but like
That was a good video.
That was
no one,
awesome.
but no one's typing in like airsoft and lemonade together, so it's weird. Like I put a lot of work into that video.
Yeah.
Whatever
Dude,
you
that was
consider
that was a lot of laps.
Yeah, I loved it. I was like that in the construction videos. I want to do one of those again. Like I just love like acting out on the field. But because it's different from gameplay. It's for once. But search wise algorithm and all that, it's not something that it's not a buzzword. It's not something that is easily spread across YouTube and like the airsoft niche on there that is not as big as like gaming or cooking videos. So it's complicated. So I think I haven't touched the word cheater for a video to any degree except for the one I made. I kind of dissing cheater videos, or in a sense, kind of just explaining like we need
More of an
we need to
educational.
talk about it. Yeah, like
why you stay away from them and stuff.
so I don't know. It was kind of like fine, I'll make one, but it's not going to be the one you expect. Not going to be like I caught a guy across the field not calling his hits. My last video with the crayons, I was shooting at a guy, and I swear to God, my BBs were. I don't know. They were like landing here, but I'm watching myself for the 19th time when I'm editing, because I hate that date when you're watching yourself while you're editing.
Yep.
For that 500th time, I hate the sound of my voice. It's like
Oh, me
Same.
too. Don't
It's
you
been
worry.
for years. I don't even listen to
Anyway.
myself anymore. It's just
yeah. So but I could have easily made a video. I could have worn no crayon crap, and I could have just been me and shooting at a guy who wasn't calling his hit, even though maybe he just didn't feel it or whatever. I can't do it. I can't use that as an example of I can use that for clickbait. I can get views off this. Not to say that you do that. I just mean like it gets done. It gets done.
I'll comment on that real quick.
I'll
cheater
address
videos.
this allegation.
I've done a few cheater videos. When I started out making the cheater videos, it was like I really loved those instant regret or like instant karma videos. And when I started getting cheaters on fields, that's instantly what I thought was like, oh my God, I can make such a freaking funny story of calling out these cheaters and exposing them. And it's going to be just like those instant karma videos that I love watching. And then I made a couple and like, you know, it started to happen often enough that I was like, okay, and now I'm just going to show the really bad cheaters, like not the ones where it's just like questionable. It has to be bad. And then after that, I was like, hold on.
Just
what am I going to do here?
And
And now like in my most recent video, the one before that, I'm pretty sure the one before that and before that there were cheaters, and I don't even draw attention to it anymore. I don't put a hit marker because I'm like, okay, I didn't hit them. I don't even care
you know, and let the audience decide for themselves. You know, like, and I don't want to put words in their mouth like when they're watching. I had a kid who in a video, I think a sniping video, so like way back, I'm shooting at this this kid and I have like question marks above his head, like, you know, like that's a hit, but I don't speak about it. I don't speak about it.
So you meme on it, so that's totally fine.
It's kind of a bit of both. It's kind of like I do acknowledge the guy that should have raised his hand right now, but I don't use it as a.
I'm pretty sure you've also memed it in the video too, like a bunch of times where it's just like you've shot people and then you've clipped it to that classic meme one where it's like, stop that. What do you?
I just like screw it. I'll just over edit something there and use it for good.
Well, you gotta laugh. You gotta laugh, exactly, because I'm sure that's frustrating when you're trying to get content on camera. Sorry, Dave. Right?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, I think I remember I was laying down on the spot and I'm shooting at this other guy who's like literally looking at me, and I'm like, I can't get him. Like, one of these have to land on this guy, and then my screen just goes red, and the what is it?
Tinnitus.
The where the whatever, it's the static sound that gets louder,
the static,
louder, whatever. And then I just have like crap appearing on the screen, like it's my fault that I'm not hitting this guy. It's better. It just seems better for me.
You more tell of us, like you have a story that you follow throughout that, like, you know, your experience. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's move on here. Good to hear. I'm sure, like, you know, I did an Airsoft shooter one as well. And yeah, because the dude wasn't calling it, and then, you know, while I was editing, I'm like, dude, it's obvious that I was hitting him, and I'm just gonna like, I'm gonna be honest, I jumped into that bandwagon too, you know, like having a cheater, you know, Airsoft cheater on the title, right? And it's sad, but yeah, it's people have that search string.
I still watched it.
Yeah, people have that search string in there.
I keep saving the clips and stuff like that. When I have enough like 10-second long clips of people cheating to make like a 10-minute, 15-minute, 20-minute long video, I'm just gonna make a 20-minute long video with like 500 cheaters and just be like, Airsoft is fun.
Airsoft cheater video number 10.
The Airsoft cheater video.
D. All right.
That's where you have like the big band.
Flashy thumbnails is fun though.
Yeah.
The flashing what?
The flashing flashy thumbnails.
I
love that. Because you mentioned that too, Poi. I kind of jumped in the more like 2010, 2000s era of colorful crap, and you know what? More fun. I make my head bigger, and everything's bright in the background, and it's like, this is. I like this.
You just
like,
have to center focus.
Yeah.
You just have to focus on just one thing on the thumbnail, because if you have too much, then it becomes a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's move on here. So as far as product reviews go for YouTube videos, well, without disclosing any names, products, or companies, or anything like that, you know, have you done a review, and you know, based on, is it what you like, or is it based on, you know, the contract that you have with the promotion? You guys don't have to answer this, but if you want to just reveal some of the things that you do for product reviews, are you contractually
sell our soul for?
Yeah, are you contractually obligated to review it good, or do you review it based on how you like it?
Dayton could probably touch that first, and then I'll touch it after. How about
Let me
that?
touch that first.
Yeah, touch it.
Okay.
Touch it.
Touch the butt.
So when we were a lot smaller, like 100,000 subs or something like that, we got a lot of offers from different mobile apps and airsoft
Raid
companies
Shadow
and stuff like that.
Legends.
Oh,
And back in that time, we didn't know that we could haggle with them or anything. Like, to be quite honest, in general, airsoft YouTube channels getting sponsored by stuff outside of like airsoft companies wasn't really very popular because just for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But once we started to get bigger, we like realized if they want to come and advertise on my content, like they don't get to tell us what we're gonna do. So like if we do take sponsorships and stuff like that, sometimes they ask to like see the ad before we put it out, just to be like, oh, let's see what you said about it. But it doesn't matter what they say. Like if I say something about a product and they sponsor me and they don't like what I said and they pull the sponsorship, I'm still going to release the video and call your stuff shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like I'm gonna make money one way, either from views or from you sponsoring me. But that being said, there are some companies that we're not going to work with ever again, and certain products that we're never going to sponsor again, just because of them either trying to make us change what we said, which as soon as they asked me to do that, we refused to, and then cut ties with them and didn't put out the sponsorship. And then also there have been companies who like have sponsored us and I've said, hey, this stuff's okay, but it needs work, and they've been okay with it, which is nice to see, and we've continued to work with them. I'd say the best people so far, believe it or not, everybody hates to hear from them, but Raid Shadow Legends never once has ever told me I can't do something in a video. I've had videos where I'm laying in bed with guns and like wake up in like a threesome of saws and AKs, and they were like, that looks freaking pretty good to me. There was one where Poi and me were in a trench with fake wooden guns.
I remember that.
Oh man, that was so good.
Screaming at each other, and
I
they're
get
like,
200 gold.
sounds good. But yeah, there have been some people who sponsored us, and I've straight up been like, no, we're not doing this anymore, sorry.
So it's, I guess we're jumping into benefit, but you having more viewers, does it help? Or not viewers, subscribers, is that like a factor that comes in when it comes to the bargaining portion of it? Because you're talking about bargaining when you're smaller. Yeah. So that's gotcha. All right. So that's like a bargaining factor.
He gets what he wants.
He gets what he wants.
I have my.
I'm sorry, Robo Murray, where are you?
I'm Canada's boy. Do you know who you're talking to right now?
BOI. I'm Canada's BOI.
Okay, James. Sorry, Dayton.
No, I was just gonna finish it off by just like the only annoying thing is that people don't know that happens, and I usually don't bring attention to that just because there's no time in the video to say that. I give the sponsorship, say what I want to say about it, and then do the gameplay. The only annoying thing is, and I'm sure I'll get hate for saying this, is anytime I do a video on a Novrich product, people instantly think that I've been paid to say something nice about it. But the best part is, most of the time, the shit that I'm trying out from Novrich hasn't even been released yet. So people are calling it shit before they've even seen it.
Hey, that
I
unreleased
swear to God,
product,
90% of people who call his stuff shit have never even tried the stuff.
I never find the SSP 18 that's shit.
Or the idea that he sends me better stuff than like other people get. Some of the stuff that I get, I have to put it together myself in his office to try out. So it's definitely not given to me and told, hey, this is the best stuff to make a video.
Oh yeah, Dayton.
It's got the HouseGamers touch on it. That's why.
To put it together. Yeah.
Like one of my favorite moments was the SSG 10 review. I think the A2 that I did. I took his gun and I threw it out of a tree. I freaking buried it. I swung at it with a tree and tried to break it. I used it as a bench and sat on it and bent it in half, and then went and played a game with it, and it worked. And people were still in the comments section saying, "Oh yeah, this is garbage." The best part was it was an out of the box gun, and after I used it, I gave it back to Christoph. Didn't tell him all the stuff that I did to it, and then he used it for all of his gameplays, and it still worked through all of those gameplays too.
Holy crap!
They just don't. You don't get that context in a short video. That's the problem.
Yeah,
right? There's no back history or anything. Right? You need a podcast to, like, lay it all out. Yeah. But yeah, no, okay, that's pretty cool. Then.
And that's my rant about that.
All right, and Jamie, have you gotten sponsored for any of your videos yet?
Oh, they're lined up out the door, boy. Come on. um, I'm at this stage now. I'm actually really happy about this. It's like a milestone for me. Yeah. But I'm at the bargaining stage, but I have to go out and do it myself. I don't get approached. I think there's a metric they're looking for. It's like, if you got 10,000 subscribers, they find you on Instagram, they hunt you down or something, then they talk to you. I don't even know how it works. I don't know. But for example, I spoke with the guy who made the 3D printed, I guess they didn't, the 3D printed straight magazine, MP5 magazine for the AUG. And I'm like, hey, I love this thing. I've been like searching far and wide on the internet for some answer to fix my problem with magazines for this gun. And oh my God, can we work something out? Because it's coming from Serbia. It's a little expensive. I want to buy just the basic version of it, but I let him know what I want to do. I want to review it. I want to make a video of it. I hope it's great. I want to praise it. And he's like, hey, how would you like, all of a sudden, he's like, how would you like 19 different things for free? And I'm actually good, but I could use the clean version of that adapter. And he's like, deal. So I'm making deals. He's sending me some stuff, free shipping, and it's like, man, that's good enough for me.
That's
I can
where
make
it starts, man.
Yeah, and I can make a video out of it, and it's an idea. It keeps me going, keeps the content going.
Yeah, that's another thing is if we have a sponsorship, it doesn't necessarily mean we've been paid for it.
Exactly.
A lot of stuff I put on our pages without even getting paid for. The Modern Airsoft Veterans thing on Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah,
that's a huge fundraiser that they do and raise money for homeless veterans. We don't get paid for that stuff. That's all just
all going to donations.
Yeah.
Exactly. All charity work. Yeah.
And
I feel
not
like you
only
get
that,
to
free stuff as
decide,
well.
right?
You can contact companies and be like, hey, we want to promote your stuff, or hey, do you want our stuff promoted? If they send free stuff, sometimes if we can use it in a video and use it in a funny way, we use it, and if we don't, and that's usually our agreement. So people send us stuff without getting paid all the time. But if you're a YouTuber and you want to get content, you just ask. You don't have to be like, hey, give me money, I'm going to review your products. Just be like, hey, I want to include your stuff in my video. Any way that can happen.
And you definitely get to kind of dating at your level, definitely. And then Jamie, you're entering this stage. Poi, I know you've done the work for us. We don't have to be that humble. It's you get to pick and choose, right? Even though they're coming to you, that doesn't mean that you need to say yes, right? In that sense, if it doesn't fit,
you're not obligated to say yes,
right? Yeah, because Poi, you've already said no to a couple of things that people have tried to get us to do, and then we've said yes to a couple of things that really didn't benefit us in any way. But I mean, the movie tickets were nice. Those were free. So that was cool. Yeah. We sold our souls for those. But yeah, exactly. When it's your content, it's your channel, it's who you are. So definitely, I mean, you definitely have to think about that. I mean, it shows that both of you guys are.
So did they hire you in terms of not hire you, but they look for certain characteristics or anything like that? Is there a way for you guys to contact out to companies? What kind of format do you guys use? Hey, my name is this, I run this channel, and I love your product. Is there a standardized sort of secret that you communicate with them, or is it just
I've just
email?
Yeah, I kind of usually they have a Facebook page. I've been lucky so far. They have a Facebook page. So I just I messaged Tritos with the SSG TDC 2.0, and holy crap, Sasha loves that thing. It makes the SSG amazing because I can talk a little crap about Novrich's sniper, as great as it is, but I have problems with it. I like to work with a guy who can fix that problem. And I just find them on Facebook on their store page, and you work out a deal, or you just say, hey, I am this person and I have this channel. You can check it out. I leave a link for them, and they're actually genuinely good people. They're really, chances are if they're someone like 3D Crafts or Tritos, they're very quick to reply, and they even checked out my channel and left a comment on the TDC video I did. And I'm like, wow, this guy actually cared. He didn't just oh well, he's a YouTuber, send him a thing, here's 5% off or something. He actually cared. So it's a fun little adventure every time. So
yeah, there have been products that I have straight up not. Usually the first time I do a sponsorship is a tester. It's let's see how they treat the content that we make, and let's see how many rules they give us. There was one company, I cannot remember the name of it, but they made mesh mask goggle combos. Like it was a full eye protection, face protection.
Oh,
mask.
yep. I know what
And
you're talking about.
I did a test with one of those. They sent us ones, and yeah, we tested them out. First couple shots I put into them, the paint on the inside flaked off, and whoever was wearing those, paint would have gone in their eyes. I was like, "Don't give me your money. Don't even contact us anymore. I am not putting this anywhere near my channel."
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it
one's
is
wearing
actually in one video for like 1 second in a slow-mo video where like we shot it and you could see the paint flying off.
Ooh.
And yeah, it's
I
not
hope,
good.
I hope nobody bought that because they're still gonna go around to other.
I have yet to see
Yeah.
any on the field, and that was quite a few
Good.
years ago that they sent us one. So
Because we
good.
don't allow
That's a good
mesh
sign.
masks at the field anyway, so it's
Yeah, they
it's
slipped
very
through.
very dangerous. Okay, let's switch to the community end here. So airsoft is a gentleman's sport of honesty and honor, or like we all know, we got to call our hits when we get hit, and you got to
Do we?
call.
Do we
Do we,
really?
do we, boy?
Or do we
Yes.
become paid actors for the house video and the prairie dog video?
You're
Ooh,
dude, that's
that
the meme team.
contract
Stop.
settle down.
So
Tack, it's called an NDA.
he didn't sign it yet. Do you
Oh,
find
this paper here.
do you find that the airsoft community is following that statement, or are they falling behind on it? Hence the cheater videos and stuff.
Which
For
statement?
example, like
What?
a statement of airsoft is a gentleman's sport, meaning honesty and
Oh.
honor and honesty. Are they
Gentleman.
following that in terms of the community, or is there like a mix up of like old versus new generation of players? What's your thoughts on that in terms of the airsoft community?
I think airsoft for the most part has a lot of genuinely good people playing it.
Mhm.
That's what you're wondering, right? That's what you want to know.
Are they honorable? Do they?
Is
call
that the
their
right
hits?
answer?
Yeah. It's like is that an invasion?
Is that your final answer?
I think there are elitists out there that kind of muddy the waters for the newbies, and I think there are people who are just straight up not playing fair for sure. But if you kind of choose to ignore it, especially as a content creator, kind of shedding light on what it's like to show up at Panther on a Sunday or something, like I'm only going to show the happy moments. If there's a guy next to me, like for example, it's happened recently, guy next to me swearing up a storm, yelling at I don't know who, someone 200 feet away, that they're not calling their hit, and that's you're this and this, and I'm like, this is not. I'm already in my head. I'm like, this is not going in my video.
Yeah.
I'm shooting them like, you're not going to be in my video next week. Like it's
Couldn't
just
say anything right now. This will be
Yeah.
deleted.
Yeah. So I kind of semi give up there, and that's why I run around so much, man. I just like there's content everywhere, and I have to just go find it because this guy here is killing my vibe. So I'm out. Like I'm going somewhere else. So I try to ignore it, but it's
Yeah,
out there.
I'm
I
just
feel-
imagining you running out in the field. It's just like
Bad vibes. Go
kick
away.
it down. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh damn it. Okay, reset. All right. Again, this time. Okay.
It's kind of like that sometimes, though.
like
yeah.
There are some days where rounds where you get lots of kills don't end up in the video because something gets said. It's very
Yeah.
popular thing to happen.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's not it doesn't happen so much. It's
Okay.
not, like it's not crazy. It's just like anything, man. You got people playing professional tennis or just recreational tennis in a tennis court area, and there's a guy just ruining it for everyone, but everyone else is having a good time.
You can definitely tell like a lot about somebody's play style by watching them walk off of the field after a game.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you,
100%.
yeah.
Well, 100% agree with that.
Mhm.
Depending on their fashion of walking, you can definitely tell.
They're swagger.
Yeah. Have they had a good game? Did they have
Yes.
fun? Did they get salty?
Are they
Like,
walking
what's-
fast? Do they want
Yeah.
to get back to their car? Are they
Yeah.
fucking angry right now?
Are they going home? Like, yeah, it's I think that's one of the most interesting things in airsoft is being able to like read the people after the match. But
Yeah.
I think every field has a mix of three communities. The newbie guys who are just there for the first time, don't know what's going on, terrified. The people who are there having a good time with their buddies, this is the best part of their week. And then there's the tryhards, the uber chads who, this is where I come and let out my stress for the week, and I'm not going to have a good time unless I kill 100 people. And you just find your own group, read the people, and if you find some people and they might be a little rough around the edges out on the field, maybe go find a different bunker.
Okay. And I guess we went over this, but I want to hear your guys' opinions on how you deal with this. But when encountering a cheater at the field, do you deal with them, or do you let the referee know? No, do you guys like what you're saying for the airsoft cheater stuff is like, do you save that content for later for justice or airsoft justice or karma videos, or do you just write up like?
I don't think I've ever confronted a cheater.
Okay.
Or
verbally,
I've called a ref and been like, "Hey, dude, watch this shit. It's funny." But I've never
seen those ones. Yeah.
Yeah, but I've never gone up to someone and been like, "Yo, bro, my BB hit you."
No confrontation, then that's good. What about
actually,
you?
No, I did do that once. I think it's in my most viewed video. Actually, I confronted the cheater. I shot. He was wearing a short sleeve T-shirt. I shot him in the arm, and he's like, "Oh, you're hitting my vest. I couldn't feel it." And I'm like, "Wow, your vest." It was something along the lines of like, "I can't feel it on your arm either."
No. Oh my God, that's the very first appearance of me in Dayton's video.
Oh,
it was you?
Was it you?
Yeah, no. Oh my God.
He's admitting it now.
I am right next to the guy.
Oh, are you?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's an old friend. It's Kata. He's getting shot. And so I remember that fight. That was so funny. So we were getting in a fight with whoever was shooting from Grassy Knoll, and you went all sneaky boy with your sniper pistol. Pistol, and you came like around the barrels, like right by the fence, right?
Yeah,
by the nets.
Right
exactly.
Yeah.
And dude, I remember that. So like, obviously, none of us saw you, but we were like
clearly
getting into a fight with like, I can't remember who.
The Grassy Knoll. You guys were shooting through the van to the Grassy Knoll. Yeah, someone
was like screaming at us, and then my friend piped up, and I was like, "Bro, shut up, man." And then like, then you came out and started shooting, and I remember I got shot, and I was like, "Yeah." And then that video was so cringe. I didn't know it was someone you knew. Damn, now I can't reference that anymore. It's too awkward. It's great. It's great. That's hilarious.
But yeah, I think that was the only time I ever said anything, and that was just because the guy, it was so funny the way he was like, "Oh, you're hitting my vest, I couldn't feel it," and I was like, "I'm beside you, brother. I'm not that way. I'm not here."
This is not the way.
This is not the way.
Okay. And for you, Jamie, have you confronted anyone, or you just let the referee know, or do you just save the content and use it for later on?
Meme it.
Definitely haven't. I haven't needed to save the content. If there's something funny like that, I'll just use it. But I haven't confronted anyone. I've definitely had like moments where people on my team are like, "Did I get hit?" Like it's usually some kid, right? Like I'm sitting there, like they're like following me around or something. We're having a good time, right? I'm like showing them the way, and then they're just like, "Oh no!" Like a grenade went off in front of them, and I'm like, "Yeah, you're done," like or something, right? Like,
come on, buddy, come on.
Yeah, they look at me. I got people like, like, "Am I good?" Like, no, like you're
no,
like,
you're good.
Walk
you're not
back.
good.
Yeah, no, like you're good. Trust me. No. But like I think the reason why I wouldn't want to ever approach someone is because this one time I had a dream. I have some messed up dreams, and like I have
this one time I had a dream. I was playing airsoft with Voldemort, and then
I want to hear his dream now.
So like, it's a bad dream. It's not even a funny dream, to be honest. I either have work dreams. I used to work at Starbucks for 6 years. I have Starbucks dreams where like the blender's over there, like 30 feet that way. The drive-through window is 50 feet that way, and I'm like, and I'm sweating. Like,
dude,
but anyway,
it's okay, man. I know how that feels.
It's yeah. Electrician dreams is kind of like I'm actually doing work and I hate my life. Real life, I'm not doing work. I'm a professional slacker.
Dreams are just synapses firing. I mean, it's electricity.
I was gonna say,
but airsoft dreams are usually like I get like a crazy amount of kills and it's good vibes or something. Like I wake up happy, and then other times
you're just watching one of my videos, dude.
Right, yeah. In my dream, I'm like, HouseGamers. Like I'm relaxed, ready to go. But no, in the bad airsoft dreams is I confront a guy and I'm like, hey, you. Or he confronts me and he's like, hey, you, P-dog, asshole. And he beats the crap out of me. I get the snot kicked out of me. And I'm like dying, man. Like, and all the bad things happen. Like my goggles are off.
Oh, God.
My mesh mask is off somehow.
That's your own fault, bro.
Why is that not secured to your face?
And then in my dream, I'm like, is the camera on? Is the camera still on? Like, this would be good content. Like, no, actually, it would
kicked in on camera.
Getting the shit kicked out of me. And it's like, why would I upload that? But
being assaulted over plastic
beams. Can you imagine that? And I'm like,
I've seen it. I've seen it. I'm addicted to watching it on YouTube.
Actually,
airsoft fights. Like, imagine being in one and then being like, is the camera on? And then like waking up, like, why would I care? Well, I got beat up. Like, I don't know. It happened once. I was a messed up dream. I don't approach people for that reason because I don't want to get physical. I don't want to yell at people who I think are good people. I don't want to. No,
I don't think that would ever happen at Panther.
I know. I don't. The opportunities.
The community is pretty good for.
Wait, no, I've seen that happen.
Yeah, I've stopped.
Yeah, I was there that time.
I worked there. No, this has happened numerous times, guys.
Oh, no.
We've had staff assaulted.
That's why I don't mess with people.
That's why the community comes in and helps out, right? Because that's the biggest part of it is like, yo, dude, what the heck are you doing? Like, I've had to stop someone, like, it's on video too, the Y guy. I had to stop that because I knew right away, like, something's going on, and then he's basically like physically assaulting, like, a teenager, like a kid basically at that point. And,
that's some of the issues that we have all the time is that the main referees that are out there, right, are of the younger generation. So sometimes we got, adults that take it upon themselves or their peers, because it's not just one or the other, peers that are the same age as them and feel that they don't have to listen because, they are the same age as them, or the older or older patrons that are like, I'm not going to listen to some little kid, and, either way, then, you either get myself coming out there, Tat coming out there, or then you really piss off Dad and Elliot comes out and he's all like, get the fuck off my field, right? Like,
well, I mean, it doesn't help when like no one listens to Ty because it's Ty. I mean,
that doesn't make sense at all. Exactly. He's a staff there, and that's what I mean. Sometimes I have to like bring the hammer down. I'll come in and I'll kick people out because they're like, no, I'm not listening to Ty, and it's like, okay, goodbye. You don't get to play airsoft for the rest of the day.
But during the game, listen to him.
That's I feel like if I refed for a game, like no one would listen to me. It'd be like, "This is P-dog."
there would be fatalities if I
there would be a lot more hit checking. I'm just saying, with all you guys out there, you want a fair game? I'll give you a fair game.
You want a fair game?
It's gonna be the fairest game in the.
Here's Tack here with the big iron on his hip. Like,
we're playing King of the Hill. I'm the king.
I am the hill. Come conquer me. All right, so let's reel it back to YouTube, like state of YouTube here. So this one is, I wouldn't say controversial, but more of, I think it's happened to a lot of airsoft YouTubers, is since 2000s, I think 2019, YouTube has sharply YouTube saw a sharp rise in demonetization of videos in regards to weapons and violence. Has this affected you guys in any way, or has it like hit you guys in any way? I'm sure I've heard Dayton. If you want to start first, go ahead. Oh, Zoom.
Yes. Yes, it has.
All right, let's hear a little bit of it. Yeah.
I can't remember how long ago was it now, like a year and a half, 2 years ago. The great demonetization was like legitimately like a 70% reduction. Like, it was ridiculous. We had anecdotal evidence of people not getting notifications, like dramatic increase in people not getting notifications. Don't know if it was just everybody was hyping up the great the de-ranking of everybody, so everybody noticed and was like, I didn't get a notification, oh blah blah blah. But we had reports of people not getting notifications, reports of, just less ad like ads playing, like less companies choosing our type of
They
content
filter it
to-
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were even part of an MCN at the time, which should have protected us and given us a like flag of being like friendly content, not just some random YouTuber, right? And
You might have to explain to our viewers what an MCN is.
so an MCN is a multi-channel network. It's like one guy, it's like Poi going and saying, okay, hey, you know, Mac, Tack, Jamie, Dayton, you guys all work for me now. Give me a little portion of what you make through ad revenue, and I will find you sponsorship deals. I'll get you licensing for songs, music, pictures, blah, 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 blah. I will protect you if there's any legal trouble, and yada, 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 yada. And even they were like contacting
Side.
the companies would be like, oh, this guy is represented by, I was part of Studio 71, which is actually like a really like one of the biggest MCNs. Like it has multi-million. Yeah, it has all any big channel was part of them at one point. And yeah, even with them, our ads started going down, and our sponsored content and collabs and stuff like that started going down. Anything to do with guns, like my content's probably the least serious. Well, both of ours are like the least serious airsoft content on YouTube, and we still see the same effect as if I was just doing constant milsims being a future US Army soldier, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it kind of sucked.
Yeah.
It's gotten a little bit better.
Yeah. I really hate how YouTube doesn't like how when I do like a Kythera install video for an M4 V2 gearbox, demonetized. It's like, man, like I'm just showing innocent people how to put an engine in their
Purely
toy.
educational.
So if you were to call it something else, it's still just because of the image, or is it because of
Dude, like
Yeah.
I swear there's a little gremlin somewhere in YouTube headquarters that's just like, oh, Prairie Dog
I
uploaded
saw-
something today.
I saw a gun. I'll
Yeah.
demonetize it.
the
So
gun
one of the reasons why the great demonetization also happened, and why a lot of people are getting shadow banned, and a lot of these things are starting to happen right now too, is just because a lot more of the big companies, especially Google and whatnot, are starting to utilize AI to do a lot of their organizing. And
Yeah.
one of the downsides is that they are cold, right? They will just do what they do, and if you get caught up in it, you get caught up in it, kind of thing, and you're just the
A manual review
casualty.
is this required.
I've had to do manual
Yeah.
review a lot for like stupid videos. Like
Mhm.
I'm glad I can do that because literally an hour later it's like, oh my god, like I get the green money symbol now. Yay. It's like, but it's like, man, I gotta do, like I'm at work. I'm on like an 8-foot ladder and I'm like, how's my video doing? It's like Wednesday morning. I'm like, ugh, and I gotta like press the manual review button, put it down, and then it's like 1 every 10 videos. It's not that bad.
I had I've had videos where like gameplays, no issues at all, never even flagged, algorithm doesn't pick it up. I had one video that I uploaded like 3 times, and every single time that it got uploaded, I did the manual review, and every single time it was the same, demonetized. And it was a scope cam review. Like
I don't know.
They heard the word scope.
But to be fair, if anybody ever tells you they understand how the YouTube algorithm works, or they know 100% like this will work and this is what you need to do, they're lying. Not even YouTube knows what the YouTube algorithm does.
There's only one tried and true thing: controversy.
Oh, I was gonna make the never mind.
Man, you were gonna release the nips, eh?
That was 2005.
Controversy
Right
and
there.
Dude soft is the future, boys. All right, I'm telling you. I mentioned it before. It's the future.
I wish we had Alphonse
you
for
and
that
I
one.
was-
You know,
Boob soft or dude soft?
Nude soft.
Dude soft.
There's another.
I'm-
There are other
I'm
platforms out
questioning
there.
all the names that were just said right there. There's a lot of things that could come out of that.
It's
I don't
sorta,
know.
it's sort of like nude soft, but I had an idea for something I wanted to try out.
Dude soft?
No, nude soft.
That does not sound good. Okay. I was like,
No,
no.
Not on YouTube.
I wanted to get one of those green suits,
oh,
and
Oh God.
I wanted to try to somehow key myself out of footage, so it just looked like a gun running
a
around.
floating
Right,
gun.
right.
But
That'd be funny.
I
don't
don't
even
know
know.
how I would do it.
I
'cause
know
would
how to do
somehow
it.
need.
I use Blender to edit. I know I'm like the weird one, but like
just key you out. Just
I
erase
can
you out
chroma
of the
key
picture
on
and then-
Blender, but it's like I
Yeah.
chroma key for like weird
But it would
stuff
be
happening.
it would be really hard to fill in keying me out.
You
Like, that's
you would need to run
lot of-
you would need to run a second take with just
where I
nothing.
go the exact same
Yeah, the
way
same
and the
route,
gun
the
is at
same
angle,
movement. Yeah.
Or no, just key on like something else. Like instead of you, it's
Can
like
you not overlay the?
Well,
Yeah,
I could
like-
add
No,
something.
but the background's moving and stuff, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah, if you
Mm.
took this background and cut me out, there's still stuff behind me that I'm
Yeah.
blocking. That
but
wouldn't
it's
be
a
in the
static
image.
camera, so
Yeah.
it's easier to do. But if you're
If it's
moving
a gun
around,
cam, it's too hard.
yeah.
it's a funny idea,
Worst
man.
case
but-
scenario, it would just be a fun video of me running around in spandex, getting shot.
I'm not
Morph-
gonna lie,
morph
that would be
suit.
pretty funny because I would just
wear,
be like
wear a cup.
right in your
wear a
butt.
cup, this is right.
I will be there.
I've done plenty of CQB and Juggernaut videos. I'm not afraid of getting shot a few times.
So I wanna add to the like the demonetization part. I have videos that are from like 8 years ago, like 7 years ago, and they had no like problems with revenue stream for the longest time until that 2019 and 2020 hit. Then I started seeing the the yellow dollar sign symbol and then red for some of them, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? That's when I noticed like they're all being demonetized slowly, because back then they didn't really care much about what you put in, your keywords, your title, your whatever
It
you
was
put.
it was the filthy Frank era, man.
It was definitely like AI generated for sure, because it just took all my videos and it just like bam, hit me. I didn't even realize until months later that it hit me.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, manual review each one of them, and then they're back at green status for some of them, and some of them are yellow status still. So it's like I can't do much, right? I'm not a big channel either. So I mean, that's pretty much it. You just have to manual review, and then someone at YouTube, will just manually review it.
At the same time, YouTube gives us a freaking fantastic opportunity to making videos about something that we care about, our job.
Yeah.
And the fact that they give us such a high percentage of the ad revenue, yes, I said high percentage, because YouTube actually, compared to stuff like Spotify or any other, Twitch is pretty good, but any other hosting platform, your content makes like no money. YouTube is one of the few that actually gives you potential to make money and make it a job, which is kind of crazy. And the fact that the only real thing that they do bad is say, hey, that's our advertisers aren't going to be happy with that video, so we're not going to let you put ads on it, is pretty cool. I mean, it's you can, don't stare the giving horse in the teeth, don't
Something like that.
something about some horse and this
100%
hygiene.
agree with
I
that.
don't know.
I remember the YouTube AdSense days for some of my old blogs, and man, those were some hard times.
Fantastic.
Exactly. When YouTube
Okay.
came around, it made things a lot easier.
All right, so let's kick things up a bit here. Let's go back to community now. So what are some toxic traits or behaviors that you dislike about the Airsoft community, and what does it need to stop or change?
Gatekeeping new players, telling them what they should and shouldn't buy.
I agree.
Like
I-
there are
I-
certain things that, like, okay, obvious, no one's going to argue with you. Your first purchase should be goggles, face mask. Anyone who you talk to will say that. If they don't say that, then don't ask them any more questions.
Well, then you shouldn't be asking that person.
Yeah.
But like when somebody's like, oh, I went and I got a Lancer Tactical, one of the $120 guns, and I went to the airsoft field and played with it. It's like, oh my god, you shouldn't have bought that. That gun's gonna break and blah 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 blah.
I
It's
hate
like,
that. I hate
Yeah,
that.
I hate that too.
who cares? BBs come out at the end. I've played with the shittiest freaking guns I've ever had. Like, that can be made, and I've had a great time. People got to stop. Gatekeeping is the worst trait in
Yeah.
airsoft, and it's more prevalent than you think.
Yeah.
And people do release videos to say, this is the best, you should buy this first. Is that one of those things as well, where it's gatekeeping
Well,
as well for players?
There's something, it's different. If I make a video and I'm like, hey, in my opinion, this is the best thing, blah 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 blah, that's different than saying, you bought this, you are dumb, go return it. It's like, especially with airsoft, in the end, they're all toys. They can all be upgraded if you put money into it. So if you get a gun because it looks sexy to you, then that the value comes from its sexiness, not from its performance anyways. So who cares? Like, the freaking World War II guns that I have are most of the time pretty garbage, but they look
Cool.
you know.
Yeah.
So
Okay. What about you, Jamie?
I agree with gatekeeping. I think that's in anything that's annoying. I also just hate the the crazy competitiveness the level of competitiveness some people have. It's too much for Airsoft. It's too much for drop and play.
Yeah.
Fun
Yeah.
time. Children are here.
Exactly.
It's just like, come
Little
on,
Timmy
man.
on his birthday.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
you can wear to the nines, all this crazy stuff, show up, wearing like $5,000 worth of gear. That's fine. You're cool. And right on, man. There are people who are gonna look at you and go, wow, I want that one day. But then it's different being like, I'm better than you. You suck because you have that $120 gun.
Yeah.
Or you're not
like-
wearing the right camouflage gear, plate
Yeah.
carriers.
Mhm.
Like my dumbass had a $600 gun under my bed for 12 years or something, and I brought it to the field, and then I got rid of it shortly after to get something else that I would actually appreciate with my adult brain. Because back then I didn't know what I was getting, but no one called me out and called me an idiot or something. Like it was just, I don't know, man. I made my own decisions, and I respect other people's own decisions to do what they want.
Yeah.
So it's
Also, I mean, like for Airsoft, like you said, it's not a sport. But people they do Airsoft in different ways. An Airsofter isn't an Airsofter isn't an Airsofter. Some people plink cans in their backyard and don't need to buy a Novrich SSG 24. Don't buy that. And some people they go and they buy all the stuff and they go out every weekend. And then there's also a nice middle zone between there. A guy who shoots at home doesn't need to spend $700 on a gun. You can spend freaking $50 and have a good time shooting cans. Finish the beer, shoot the beer. It's easy, right?
Mhm.
And recycle it afterwards.
And recycle it to save Mother Earth.
Mhm.
Please, all of my children, go
Okay.
get a can.
that
Recycle
aluminum.
it.
That aluminum can actually be turned into more airsoft guns, technically.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. And all right. So, and lastly, for community again, what is it in the airsoft community that keeps you going for more airsoft content in YouTube? Is it just the people? Is it the gameplay? Is it the guns? Is it what is it that keeps you going?
Supporting the drug addiction.
Okay. Drugs.
Coffee.
Hockey. Pads are expensive.
I think what keeps me going is that I like to think that I'm good at riding the fine line between I love what I'm doing and I'm able to monetize what I do. So like when I streamed on Twitch, I'd play video games and I love video games, but I also get to turn into something productive. So I get to play Airsoft and turn it into something productive. I get to tickle that sweet tooth or whatever that I have for being productive on the internet, but I get to have fun. So that's what keeps me going. I get to do something I love and also be productive. It doesn't quite feel like a job. People ask me that. It doesn't feel like a job. I hope it never feels like a job, but obviously let's pretend one day that it's competing with my day job in all fashions. So like, I still don't think it would feel like a job. I'd feel like I had won at life there. That's the way I would look at it.
Okay.
So,
All right.
yeah.
And for you, Dayton?
I don't know. That's a very deep question. What keeps you going? I don't know. I took YouTube full time a while ago, and it was like the ability to have that dream moment of going to your boss and being like,
Yeah.
that was pretty nice. And that's a moment that I won't soon forget. Especially like the one dickhead guy at work that you get to finally be like, hey, see ya.
Yeah.
That was a good time. But no, like I definitely felt the burnout after a while. I really liked making the content and I enjoyed playing Airsoft. It came down to the editing. At first I loved editing. I loved making the videos super, like putting in memes and making them serious or doing whatever. And then personal stuff happened and I got a little burnt out and didn't, make the content as regularly. And then I started working on more projects and stuff like that. But like for me, now I've found myself back in a position where I'm having fun editing again. I've realized like I don't even give a shit anymore, man. I'm gonna film my freaking videos with memes and Tarkov voice lines and do whatever the hell I want to do. And it's really rejuvenated it. And honestly, like I said before, every once in a while I'll look back at the analytics of like our videos and stuff like that, and it will just freaking blow my mind, just trying to put into like a digestible way, a fathomable way, like what those numbers mean. Like even if a video gets 1,000 views, like having 1,000 people sit down and watch your stuff, like what's a NFL like stadium, like
It's like 60,000 is more.
75,000, yeah.
It's like there's a main stage and my videos playing and 60,000 people filled up a stadium and came to watch. Some of them even more. My most viewed video has freaking like almost 12 million views. Like that's freaking nuts.
Yeah.
Putting that into perspective, then knowing that, like I said before, that to some people that's their bro time. Like, you know, it's a good feeling. It makes me feel warm inside and give me a little boost to keep doing it.
Okay. All right.
Did you feel like during that burnout stage, or even just in general, did you feel like you were trying too hard and that was also contributing to burnout, like one-upping yourself every time or something? Or
it wasn't so much that, because our video or my videos were like us doing TTT. It was the boys all doing stuff together. It was us all gaming, us all streaming, doing whatever. So it wasn't that I was burnt out in a sense of like I felt like I had to constantly one up myself, because every video that we made, I freaking had a good time. It was all the guys dicking around and having fun. But I think the thing that burnt me out for a little while the most was, I freaking hate to say it, but it's the comment section can be pretty rough sometimes.
Toxic sometimes.
Yeah.
Like
people are mean.
I put a lot of work into the videos. Like they take a while to make, and then to put together a video that like I put my seal of approval on, and I'm like, damn, I really like this video. And then to have like, as soon if it's a video and it involves a Novrich gun, instantly it's, this video is a piece of shit. That's Novrich gun. Novrich sucks, dude. He paid you to do it. That's a better one than I got. You're bad. It's like, dude, it's not always about freaking the guns and the sponsorships and the making money. It's like, I freaking like Airsoft, and I started making Airsoft videos because I wanted to show my friend, look, I shot this guy. Look, I got him.
Yeah.
Look, I put a hit marker.
Yeah. So, a lot of the burnout was just dealing with people being like, oh my god, like it was partially that gatekeeping. It was like, oh, you can't do this, and trying to make all the fans happy and make everybody who watches the content happy with the content. So when I realized I can just keep making them, and the people who like them will watch, and the people who don't like them won't watch, I was like, damn, I can kind of do whatever I want with the videos now, because I don't have to make anyone happy. It's awesome.
Okay, I see what you mean. So I guess this is a question that I'm gonna add here, but is mental health like is it difficult to get through, or is there like a huge mental block when it comes to making or going through this YouTube sort of fame? Or you know, I like, for me, I usually just like do a mental health check with all my friends and stuff just to make sure they're okay. You know, is someone approaching you?
Am I good?
Yeah,
you good, man?
You know, is it great to have like friends that like totally support you and be like, hey, you doing okay, man? You know, something like that.
It is good to have friends. Yes,
I agree.
I think so for me, I'm gonna sound like a freaking total dickhead here, being like, oh, blah, 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 but like before Corona, I was traveling a ton, going to events, meeting new people, flying around the world, having a great time. And then Corona hit. I had a really bad time as soon as Corona hit, and then also getting trapped inside and not being able to stream. It was, or play Airsoft, and just being stuck streaming all the time. It was rough. That took a big mental health hit for sure. And yeah, it was tough. And you know, trying to make content to entertain people while you yourself are feeling down is really tough. Like especially when you put 20 hours into making a video and you feel like shit those 20 hours, the video is going to come out like garbage. And there were
how much editing,
there were a couple times when I like I don't know, it was probably like 3 or 4 months after Corona started, I was just like, I can't even freaking edit a video. I can't sit down for that long and try to entertain.
And you're stuck at home anyway as well too.
Yeah, it's like there's just no drive whatsoever to make the content happen. So I'm glad that I'm past that now.
Oh, that's good. And what about you, Jamie? Was there like a huge is there like a mental block for you? Someone has to come in and do a mental health check on you. Players commenting good things about your video. Does that help you?
I'll add to Dayton's thing.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I think during the pandemic or the height of it, whenever they closed down the Panther for that time.
Yeah, that big scary block. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I had to quickly like drop what I was doing. And go, okay, my well-being and mental health is actually kind of tied to things staying the same, and you know, I can do the same. I can make a video every week, and I feel good when I don't get to upload, you know, on that Wednesday or whatever. Like I think, okay, my viewers are actually depending on a consistent upload time for this channel. Doesn't quite feel like a job, but it's just, I know what I feel like I owe it to them to stay consistent. And so when there's a wrench thrown in that, I go, oh crap. So I kind of, thankfully, I just based on just past experiences, I can go, okay, how can I make airsoft videos without having an airsoft field for this time being? Like, okay, I'll do a loadout video. I'll get my pet snake and make a crash course for the pet snake on the floor of the living room. Like I'll just kind of fart around and own the fact that there's no airsoft guys. This is me going crazy in my house and kind of making it a comedy as opposed to, you know, it helps. Like I think that some of the funniest people in the world are actually some of the most depressed, possibly. I mean, look at
Robin Williams.
There you go. So like, now I'm not saying I'm depressed. I'm just saying
like, too soon, boy.
Yeah,
too soon.
Sorry.
If you can kind of look at a sad situation like there's no airsoft field for this time being, can I play pretend airsoft in my own home and make some comedy?
Really, you're playing it in your dreams, so you're getting some time.
And I get beat up in my dreams.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay, that's
bad. But yeah, you kind of have to just put a comedic spin on it and run with it until you don't have to anymore. And it helped me get through.
Actually, can I before you go on to the next, can I tie on to that real quick?
Go ahead. Yeah.
You mentioned like feeling a duty to the viewers and stuff like that.
Sure. Yeah.
That was huge for me for the like up until honestly like up until like 2-3 months ago. It was so hard to make footage consistently that like I was stuck in my own head of like, oh, I can't make just a video just doing that. It won't be good enough. Like I can't just make this piece of garbage for my viewers and stuff like that. Everybody's going to be freaking mad at me. And then after that, it's like, oh my God, it's been 2 weeks since I've released a video. I'm going to get so much freaking hate when I finally make a video. And it's like, you get stuck in your head.
Yeah, you do.
You start, you know, double thinking yourself and what you're doing. And then it just leads to more and more and more. And that was tough.
This is why I wanted to ask this question, because it's one of those things when I went through as well. Back in 2018, 2017, 18, I was just at a rough time. I wasn't going to upload anymore. And then I felt the weight of, you know, like my viewers doing the same thing. Like, oh man, if I don't upload, then, you know, what, like they're going to hate me the next time I upload or something like that. Like, why aren't you uploading consistently? And that's why I wanted to say, like, you know, if you have a friend out there that's like, you know, doing what Jamie or what Dayton does, you know, check up on them, because entertainers are not the easiest type of jobs. There's a lot of things in the head, you know, that we have to go through mentally. You know, that's why
because you're human too.
Yeah, do a mental health check, because there is a lot of weight on, you know, on all of us, like because our performance is based on, you know, what we release, the content we release, and, you know, the quality of product that we release, right? That's by foremost, we're entertainers, like, you know, we're hosts here in our show here, and a lot of responsibilities when it comes to, you know, going through that stuff, because you yourself are the heaviest critic of your own content. Right?
Always.
Yeah, and that's very difficult to get over, right? You know, for me, I'll go up to like my girlfriend or something and be like, hey, you know, do you think this is good? Do you think the content's good? And, you know, of course she's very supportive, right? Like that little bit of support, you know, goes a long way, you know, or, you know, the fans coming in with good comments, right? Like that helps a lot too, right? Or Dayton, you get a lot of fan mail. I'm sure you do. And, you know, just a little bit of like a personal written note or something like that helps a lot, right?
Actually, can I show you something?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Real cool.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if he was gone for like 45 minutes. We're just waiting for him. Like,
I think I know what he's gonna show off because of I've seen him.
Oh, is it his box of?
Yeah, I think I saw.
Yeah.
He only reveals this every now and then. Yeah.
Did I lose it?
Oh no!
Oh no!
I will say comments are really nice. Like I know comments is a mixed bag, but like I don't get a lot of comments, but some videos I do, and then I try my best. I'm at that stage where I read every single one. I know that one day,
thumbs up
it's
every
like,
one of them, or
yeah,
heart them,
and it's like sometimes I read like, oh man, this guy underrated, no, and I'm like, it just warms my heart, and it helps keep me going.
Oh
So.
yes, his box.
And here
of,
we go.
His
A
box
box.
of
I
memories.
have
Oh, boy.
every freaking letter that has been
Mhm.
sent to us.
Yeah.
Well, these are the ones that aren't like up around my room because I put a lot of the artwork that people make and stuff like that. I got the first ever package I received from Novrich where he called me freaking thick and cute. I'm sure that's on there. Just like it's just tons of stuff just from random people. Like this is show your face, Jack. Like memes.
Nope,
forever.
he's not gonna
show your face, Jack. Oh
Like,
my god.
look at this. Look at this drawing somebody sent me.
Oh.
Look at, how can you be
boy.
unhappy with that? This stuff freaking touches my heart.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and that really helps you like continue on with what you're doing, right?
Actually, so we had like what was it? Probably 2.5, 3 years ago now. Like that's when like the corona really happened and the downward feelings came.
Yep.
And yeah, being able to go through that stuff and be like, hey, hell yeah, there's still people who took the time to send a letter. I'll keep freaking doing stuff for them.
Mhm.
So it definitely helped.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. We spent a good chunk of time talking about the current state of the Airsoft community and as well as Airsoft YouTube videos. Thank you
They're
again.
important.
Those are very important because like I said, we need to know the environment we're surrounded by and what goes through our head and what is it that makes us tick, right? So now let's just get started here on to how to get started. If someone's watching here and they want to sort of follow the career path, for you, Dayton, that's a career path. For Jamie, you're getting there, right? Everyone has to start somewhere, and
Yeah.
and what's your guys' advice? Before getting into video setups and we got to go through what mindset you have to go through, to get into this hobby, or job, as a airsoft YouTuber. What is that mindset that you got to get into? Let's talk about that.
Who's touching it first?
Give up.
It's like there's already too many fish in the fucking sea.
Don't even think about it.
It's not even different. In my opinion, if you're an airsoft YouTuber, if you're a vlogger, if you're a video game creator, whatever it is, you just have to make stuff that you're happy to make. Because if your content will reflect your mental state and your creativity will reflect how much you're enjoying doing it. And as long as you pick something that you enjoy and you keep doing it, you'll find the audience for it. It's a little bit of a lottery as to when that'll happen, because the YouTube algorithm might be like, hey, that video you made, freaking sick shit, man. Can I say that on here?
Yeah, that's fine.
I think, yeah,
Yeah,
that's from some freaking pretty good stuff. I'm gonna show that to all my buddies, and YouTube takes it and shows it to everybody. But then sometimes it doesn't. So you kind of just got to wait. But as long as you're making stuff you're proud of, people will see that in your stuff and will keep coming back.
And for you, Jamie, what's an advice for that one for you?
Yeah, I think you really have to own your brand. Like mentally, you have to be like, hey, this is who I am as a person. You should try your best to be the best version of yourself, your real self, for whether it be an airsoft YouTuber or you play video games and you upload, like whatever it is. You should be yourself. I know that you see a lot of people making videos and they don't quite sound like themselves, or they have like their customer voice on or something, like
the customer voice. I like that. That's
welcome to Chili's.
There are certain things
Welcome
that
to Walmart. I love you.
Yeah, exactly. So
hey guys, welcome to another Minecraft stream.
Yeah, some of these things are unavoidable.
Yeah. No, I get it. So I guess jumping into that, what kind of personality do you have to have when it comes to like the entertainment portion of like the content and stuff? I get that there's I guess we're getting into more of the persona and stuff, but what kind of characteristics do you guys see when it comes to like, oh yeah, this guy's gonna be successful, or this guy's gonna make it, or something like that? Like, you know, like PewDiePie has a certain personality that, you know, he shows up with, you know, on screen and stuff like that, or your favorite YouTubers, right? Like you guys would have your own little personalities that you have on your videos. And what is it? What is the perfect formula, or the
I
correct formula, you think, or is it
I
just
think
different?
everybody has their own way of presenting themselves, but I think that's what makes YouTube so special, is the fact that there is no answer to that question. It can be anybody. Like when I watched Mr. Beast before Mr. Beast was freaking famous, and I
Yep.
thought his content was absolute garbage. I thought he had the most monotone, worst presenter voice, and just sort of, you know,
It was so weird
personality.
at the beginning.
He was so cringy. If you
Yeah.
had showed me that content and said he's going to be one of the biggest YouTubers in 2 years, I would have been like, this is freaking garbage.
Yeah,
What is
This
his,
is what
his
kids are
video
into.
substance is
Yeah,
what got
what
him
the
in.
hell?
like
Yeah.
what did I watch? I felt like
Yeah.
10 minutes of my life just freaking gone. Like,
I think
but that's
it's
what makes
meme
YouTube
value.
so special.
Yeah, I think YouTube really, YouTube audiences are messed up and weird. It's all like it's all crazy attention spans, and you don't
Mhm.
know what the answer is. So it's just, if you can be memed, if there's meme value, whether because you look a certain way, you talk a certain way, or your content is like can be easily stripped down to its innermost memeness. And people, and it's like, you know what, man, if I'm the guy that has, you know, weird masks and I run around, or like I can do a gimmick, the more gimmicky you can be, but also within the reach of your own mental capacity. Like I'm not going to go out and buy, like, you know, I'm not going to put myself into bankruptcy to get a video out to be meme worthy or special. So within my own grasp, if I can kind of tickle the funny bones of people, then I think that is what gets you towards success. That you have to kind of internet friendly meme stuff. You have to be the meme guy almost. You know,
I've in your videos you seem to be pretty much the same as when like I talk to you normally. Like you seem to just be like that all the time. I feel like I'm slightly more energetic just because I have something to do, but I'm equally as lost and unproductive in real life as I am in my videos. So I don't think there is any difference.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So
I'm a fairly introverted person. Like it's
maybe
yeah.
like I do enjoy my silent time.
Yeah,
so
man. Oh,
there is no perfect formula for, you know, being famous out there. It's basically just people picking that they like your character is your personality, your persona,
and they run
stick
with
that. They run with it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's evolution of people over time for sure, but I mean, like I said, that's what makes YouTube so special, is that you get it's a more person-to-person content than like making a TV show or a movie. So people really have an opportunity to be like feel like you're a friend, like, you know, and feel like it's another one of the boys, you know. That's what makes YouTube so cool.
Gotcha. So if they find their favorite YouTuber, they feel like, you know, they're their close buds, because it's like, oh, I like this guy, vibe with this guy, even though, you know, like you're not like on camera, you're trying to vibe with them, but you're trying to vibe with them as a general sort of public, like, you know, on screen, you don't see them, but, you know, they see you, and, you know, thousands of others see you, right? And then if it clicks, then it clicks, right? So.
But I mean, what's the opposite of that? Being cold and freaking distant with your with the people who are
I mean, there's some people that like that too. They like someone that's very.
I made a video. Watch it or don't. I don't give a shit.
And then opens a can of beer and then drinks or something, right? I mean, some people vibe with that, right?
It would probably work. Too,
it's YouTube. There's just endless amount of audience that will like your content regardless, right? They just gotta find it, right?
Yeah, there's some people that you know want to get yelled at, you know, like some of those YouTube girls, like, hey, subscribe to me now. Why I'm on here so you could pay me. It's like...
that's how I'm gonna start out my next video. I'm just gonna be like, hey, I made an Airsoft video. Either sit and watch it or don't. I don't give a shit. Get out of here.
Okay, and this is a good question to ask for both of you, because knowing what you guys have gone through, and then, you know, the processes it takes, you know, is this for everybody? Is this something that everybody can do, or is this just like you have to be dedicated? You have to know, like, not know what you're doing. You have to be dedicated. You have to be, you know, like we talk about like release dates and stuff like that, release times, release schedules. Is that something that is for everybody, or is it just like a select few people that know how to entertain people?
It's not for everybody. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure and a lot of work.
Yeah.
Especially like the fact that there's not a lot of Canadian like airsoft YouTuber people, it kind of scares me a little bit that like if people type into YouTube Canadian airsoft, like I'm gonna be what's there and like they're gonna judge me and judge us on what freaking they see. It's a lot of pressure. That and also it's a lot of work and it's not nearly as pleasurable as you might think. It's very stressful. It's nice to be your own boss, but at the same time, if something goes wrong, you're the boss.
All on you.
This is all on you. And also, nobody told me freaking the government takes so much freaking money for taxes, and when I do my tax returns, I don't get money back now. That was like a nice little cherry on top of when I worked. It was like you do your tax returns and the government's like, psych, we got a little too much here, man. It takes them back. This time it's like, oh wait, no.
Yeah, it's like how much do I have to
come here.
Yeah, that part's not fun.
Things they didn't teach you in school. It's like, come on.
It's like,
should have
pay taxes. I did. I bought this cup of coffee. There's $1.28 for my coffee, and like you took 8 cents of that for taxes, right? It's like, no, well, you made money too, so you got to give us even more. And it's like,
Thanks.
Yeah,
And that was our tax time with Canada's Boy segment.
Yeah. But no, it's not all happiness and traveling around and making millions of dollars and
Yeah. And for you, Jamie, I know you're just starting up. You've been around. How
it's
is
harder. I think it's almost harder.
It's not for everybody, especially knowing how hard you have to climb that ladder, right?
Yeah, well, I'm at the bottom of the totem pole technically. Getting to the first 1,000 subs is, I think, the hardest because I came from Twitch. Yeah, I had a bit of a boost, but only about 120 people who actually cared came over to watch and kind of give me those 60 views per video. Kind of, it felt good, but obviously climbing to 1,000 is tough. And I am not my own boss yet, technically, kind of, because I have my 40-hour-a-week electrician job, and I know that no matter what happens to my YouTube channel, I have to get my red seal. That's 2 years from now. I go to school March 14th for third year, and it's a lot of trigonometry, and I just wish I could bend pipe and become a red seal and not have to do math. But I have to juggle between school, actual work, coming home on a Monday at if I'm lucky 2 o'clock, because I start at 5 a.m. in the morning. But if not, later I come home, I have dinner, and then I'm editing from I don't know, maybe 4 p.m. if I'm lucky, till 11 o'clock at night, and then I go to bed. Sasha's on the couch watching one of her Netflix shows, and it's like, just so you know, Monday is I don't exist. I'm in here, I'm editing, and if I'm lucky, I finish that video for Wednesday, or I'm doing the same thing again on Tuesday. And literally, my recent video, I made an oopsie poopsie editing mistake, and it was a simple little thing. And I was like, I can't upload this. So I rendered overnight while I was sleeping. I wake up 10 minutes earlier, and I'm like, that's the one. And then I upload it, and it's like, it's those struggles. That's like the worst case scenario, where I'm like, still editing,
So it's a lot of hard work to get up to that level. It's a lot of grind to get up there too. It's
you have to be a perfectionist sometimes, and it sucks.
Like I said, you are your own hardest critic, right?
Yeah.
And like, it's not for everybody. I agree. And for me, you have to follow a strict regiment, right? Just like when you're working out, Mac, you'll know this. When you're working out, you have to be consistent, right? Consistency is key when you're getting up to this level, right? And it's just one of those things where people just don't realize how hard the work is, right? Not a lot of people will go and tell you like, oh yeah, like do this and this, grab a camera, and you're off. It's
not quite that simple.
It's not that simple, right? You're gonna be uploading a long ass 1 hour video of just you huffing and puffing from spawn and then back, right? You gotta, we gotta edit it, we gotta curate it, we gotta cut it, right? And
there's nothing I hate more than just a head cam footage of someone, and this video gets like 40,000 views too, and they're just like, I'm not calling any particular thing out, but it's a video of just, like you said, one camera huffing and puffing for an hour long, and I'm like, really? and I'm over here
Working
spending
your
my
ass
entire
off.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
Being creative.
what the
and
hell? Like I
everything,
made my
yeah.
lemonade stand thing, and I'm still beating that dead horse, and it's just like, and then you've got some no production value, whatever, and then I'm like, that's YouTube,
Yeah,
and I have to put up with
sorry
that.
to say, get used to it, because
Yeah.
I put in freaking
Yeah.
hours into a
Mhm.
video and it will get no views, and then a
Yeah.
video that I make in 2 hours, I'm like, oh yeah, whatever, I'll put it out, see if somebody likes this.
Yeah. I didn't know what to name the video, and I'm like, I think it was my Airsoft in the Snow video. That kind of has a bit of a gimmick because snow, but it's an example, kind of. But it's like Airsoft in the Snow is fun as hell or something. And then
Yeah.
I'm like, this thumbnail's okay. It's a picture of me cropped out, put into a picture background of Panther Airsoft, and I kind of blurred the background. I'm like, that's a thumbnail. And then what the hell? It's like 400 views in the first couple hours, and I'm like, really? Not okay, sure, but really?
Really?
Give
I don't
the
know, I
people
just-
what they want.
All right, so
They like
let's
simple.
let's
Yeah.
jump into some of the equipment you guys use. We don't have to go in depth with this, but basic setup for video for someone starting. GoPro, shot cam, self cams. What is what is important, and what's the first thing they got to get and why?
I think
And-
aside from like the actual airsoft gear, because you can't be that guy with cameras. Actually, you can be that guy with cameras that has no gun that runs around kind of being silly, I guess, but you're gonna get shot a lot. But I think obviously cameras, head cam, and you don't need the selfie cam. It's not super important, but if you love to edit and you like to be creative and transitions and things, it is next to impossible to not have a selfie cam for that reason. I use head cam footage, let's say for some moment, and then when I need to switch or cut 5 minutes out of my video of boring whatever, I switch to the selfie cam. It's so good, and the scope cam it's a must for me. I won't watch a single airsoft video that has no scope cam. I won't. It's garbage to me.
Is that just a formula that works in YouTube for airsoft YouTubers?
It's entertaining to see what you're shooting.
You're shooting.
I can't, tracers and stuff. That's kind of different. Like it depends. CQB tracers.
Well, CQB, yeah, it's kind
of
to use the scope cam.
Yeah, but even then, it's like I will run a scope cam just to see what that footage is like, and probably use it. I love seeing. I use the Brain Exploder like 90 millimeter zoom, like the sniper one, on every gun I have. And I love it. And I use it on city. Like I love how close up it is to see.
How do you focus that? You must have a minimum focusing to like.
You can kind of
I know, but like you can't adjust it like every time you go.
No. It just works. It's
okay.
Of course the quality is kind of lower up close, but it's not.
Okay.
To me, it's not noticeable. I don't know.
You mentioned Brain Explodey guy. Brain Exploder.
Call him Brain Explodey guy.
Yeah. He creates some pretty good hardware for YouTubers. Do you guys recommend it?
Absolutely.
His stuff is good right out of the box, bolted onto your gun. Not bad.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I didn't buy into the Knobridge camera that he made. I didn't like the Mobius. The early stuff. I hate the Mobius. I think I wanted to get it, and I think it was too much of a struggle. RunCam has it all. I feel like I think it's better.
I can show you how many scope cams I have.
I've
tried one of every one. And my go-to right now is the Foxier Legend 4K. This one's freaking nice. It's got an interchangeable lens, a 35 and a 55 mil. I think you can even get a 25 or 15 for like CQB. Very, very nice. It's got a battery level indicator, swappable batteries, so you can, like a GoPro, take them out.
They built it for YouTubers, airsoft YouTubers for sure.
Also, much better than the first iteration.
Yeah.
Look at.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
Spanker.
Oh no.
It's good.
It's freaking all metal.
How waterproof is that thing?
I was like, what is he going for with the machete?
Yeah, like for me, water's an issue with recording equipment. It's that's like I had a Tupperware container on my gun for some videos
for the longest time.
I'm not gonna lie, that was very creative.
I gave up on
waterproof any of my cameras.
Yeah, I gave up on water on rainy days. I just can't. I can't. It's I can't go out and play. I won't record. I can't do it. It's
Okay, good.
Yeah, because then all of a sudden you can get a dab of water like on your lens and you just don't know about it, right? And you're recording all day and you didn't get any one bit of usable footage. Like
I had that
I've
issue
had
with audio. I'm a bit of an audio freak. I think,
yeah. You have the helmet set up with the with
I know
the
Dave
dead
asked
cat.
about it a while back.
Yeah,
I'll
and
grab
then
it.
yeah, so you have a pretty wicked audio setup. So Dayton, is it like sort of do you have to find your own way into the hardware sort of things when it comes to videos, or is there like
Honestly,
a set formula like other than like
Or
shot
can you
cam?
just go to Brain
stuff
Exploder's
is-
website and buy everything there?
Yeah, well, that's the thing is the cameras are so expensive. If you have some GoPros and stuff like that, being able to work in whatever you have is useful and it'll save you money. But I think source your cameras wherever you want to, get whatever camera you can for whatever price you can afford.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, the order you should get them is head cam, scope cam, reverse cam. And that's basically all you gotta worry about.
Yeah.
Okay. Jamie, let's see your headset up there. I like how you do your audio.
I've actually upgraded the battery thing I have for.
And you run
other
an
reasons.
external mic as well, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
always
that
the-
cat right there. Yeah.
So I used to have a Rode Video Micro on the side, but it was really big and it didn't quite work all the time. This is oh God, I don't know. It's amazing. Whatever. It's like $30 on Amazon. It's
Okay.
beautiful. I think I do talk about it on one of my videos if anyone actually is curious about it. But it's a omnidirectional microphone, and when I'm playing, like, I can't use the GoPro audio anymore. Like, I can hear everything around me. I can hear people talking behind me. The GoPro inside this case, even if I think you make like a nice 3D printed case state in which you have, there are audio limitations to the GoPro when it's inside a case. And
I was going to ask, what one do you have actually?
The GoPro?
Yeah.
A 7.
7? I have the 7 Black as well. That's the one that I use.
And you just hook up in the internal or external audio?
Yeah, so there's an adapter.
Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah.
And then I can charge it and also use this omnidirectional microphone with the dead cat and then plug it in. Only thing you have to do, you'll go crazy if you do this. If you don't do this, you have to go to your GoPro and go to the input settings and just see that it has standard mic and not internal mic. Otherwise, you'll play all day,
not use it.
And you'll be like, why does my video sound like it's inside of a bathtub?
Why does it sound like ass?
Yeah.
So you have different focuses on when it comes to your quality. You wanted audio.
Audio is huge for me.
Gotcha.
It's so huge for me. And the 7's great because
it's not that
audio
you
is
could
very
force
good.
people, like, you don't have to force people to do that at the very beginning.
No, God,
right?
no.
This is just an extra sort of add-on that you've done, or, just like me when I experiment with a bunch of things at the field and stuff like that, testing out different video cameras or testing out different production like workflows and stuff like that. It's if you don't like doing that, I find that you're not gonna get, if you don't like doing, like,
you have to be a
experimenting.
tinkerer. You have to tinker with yourself.
This is a sub hobby of its own in Airsoft, right? Because shot cams are expensive. They're a different breed. Like, not everybody can use it, right? Because they're not YouTubers, right? So for us, we just like to tinker stuff. We figure things out. We find things that we like, and then we just continue on using it, right? We all have different workflows, right? And we don't judge that because that's our own workflow, and that's our own way of doing things, right? And Oh, and as far as editing software goes, what do you guys use quickly and why?
Dayton.
I use Power Director 18, cost me $40. No more money after that. And it does everything that I need to. The best part about it is the motion tracking, which is super handy. And the video synchronization with audio button is very good because you just highlight and press it and all the videos are synced up and it's awesome.
That's good. Jamie?
I use Blender. I don't have the audio sync awesomeness that it doesn't have that, so I have to literally grab everything and listen to myself.
Used to be you.
look at those spikes.
I'm sorry for you.
But I don't hate it. I don't I've gotten so good at it. I'm just like, yeah. And like, I hear some kid burp in the background. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna use you to sync up my audio. Yeah, it's great.
You can do a lot with like any editing software as long as you know it. So if you can't afford to buy Premiere and keep paying for Premiere, I don't blame you. Just go for whatever you can afford and learn.
There's a lot of free editing software out there.
Yeah, I'm frugal and like I am cheap, except when I'm buying things I like. So, to buy some new fancy editing software where it's like what, $30 a month or $15 a month, it's like you're sitting there like, I'm paying for this, I better like it. Like no, man, I self-learned Blender. I went on YouTube, I watched some guy from like 2004 talk about how to use Blender, how to set it up, because it's bare bones when you launch Blender.
Yeah.
It's meant for 3D editing software and making
modeling.
Like it has a video sequencer. It's not even called video editor, it's a video sequencer. It's like, what is this? It's a little section off to the side, and then you open it, there's nothing.
I like how everybody has their own little unique editor, and then Blender is like a nice little, like, what? I got blindsided by that Blender.
I love it. It's, you know what? I can open it up and be like, I know exactly what to do, and I can shove it. And I want to know if Dayton does this. Like, do you have like when you launch your editing software, do you have like a template where it's like, this is a fresh video, but like all the little things that I use are like shoved out of bounds that way? Like you just scroll to the left, you're like, there's my hit marker, and I just copy and paste and I move it and I do things.
So my flow when I edit is I put all the videos into the editing software, and then it creates shadow files so I don't lag while I edit. And then I just start clipping it up. I drag the files, clip it up, and then I go, once I have all the video cut up that I want to have, then I start bringing in everything else.
Really?
So I have one folder on my desktop called Stuff I Actually Use, and it's my stuff that I actually use folder. Got my intro, my hit markers, all the overlays, and then in that folder I have the music, different one-time off overlays that I make and just put in there.
Right.
It's usually like made. A lot of my videos have like specific made overlays and stuff like that, but there are some stuff that I use for everyone: the hit marker, the kills, the death animation, like anything that can be used for any video. I have a standardized set of them, but otherwise it's all handmade, and it just one piece at a time.
Really? I go sequential, but I think this will be 10 minutes, and I just keep going. And then,
I do also, when I do my voiceovers, usually like I will just start recording, and then I'll play the video from the start once I've done finished editing everything. And as I watch, I sort of think to myself and like, what would I say?
Yeah.
And usually what I would say to myself, like the critiques that I have for myself in the video, or like what I did stupid or what I wish I could tell myself, that's what the gun says. The gun is just just future Dayton talking to past Dayton, calling him a freaking idiot.
Okay. So yeah, for me, I use Premiere. I'm just an Adobe guy, and then I moved up to LumaFusion on my iPad, so I edit everything on my iPad now. I like to find efficient workflows in small travel compact environments. So I could actually just edit on my phone now as well. That's how powerful they are now. I can do 4K no problem. So yeah, for me, I like experimenting a lot of things, right? And this platform in YouTube, and as well as the show, like gives me that extra inspiration to do so. For both of you, are there any guides or anything that you guys followed online, or did you just basically just hands-on, just learned it and then you're stuck with that?
I've watched videos about like how to do certain things editing, but no, for the most part, you
just found your own flow and work with it. Okay,
figure it out.
Yeah, I think I spent so much time watching other YouTubers, other airsoft YouTubers during that period of time where I wasn't ready to do it myself, but I was like gathering information, like looking like a computer, just like, this is how they do it. Cool. Selfie cam, head cam, scope cam. I got to get it. So
you did your research then. You did your research. You did everything. Yeah.
Yeah. And even then I was like, little things I know, even not as a creator at that moment, I was like, I hate the audio of every video I'm watching, and I'm like, I will be the guy who can
cringe
figure out
about it. Yeah, okay.
And I'm like, I'll get audio. I'll do this myself. I'll make it better. And
I think my audio is pretty good.
I'm sure.
I put a lot of time into making my headcam mount so that I would get good audio, because I didn't want to have an external mic, and I also hated the the waterproof case sound, and I hated the non-waterproof case sound because it was just too.
It's each to their own. If the content works great, right? Then yeah.
I'm picky. Like that's all.
Like I said, we're the hardest critics as ourselves.
Look at those audio ports, bro. Look at those audio ports.
Wait till I get a 3D printer and I'll 3D print you a microphone.
I even made the logo red.
Well, you just painted that.
Yes, and finger painting is fun. Okay,
that's my thing. I paint.
Okay,
I'm gonna paint you a mask, Dayton. Can I paint you a mask?
No, I have my 2 leaves. The mask always has the 2 leaves.
You can put leaves on any mask. I'm gonna paint you something.
Paint him a HouseGamers mask.
Yeah,
Okay.
I could do that. No, yeah, just wear his logo. Like, shoot me here, guys.
Right.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah.
It's not sneaky anymore. All right, so let's skip through YouTube now. So you've done your video, you've edited it. Now let's upload it to YouTube. Success starts from the platform you're using. What is your measure of success when it comes to when you've released the videos? What is it? The metrics? Is it your comments, shares, views, likes? What is it that you find is a success measure for you?
I think I'm in the early stages where I can kind of like choose anything to be my metric right now, I guess. But like I don't look at audience retention. I think it's all over the place. I could watch a video for the entire thing and love it, and then one person watches it for like 10 seconds and that like bumps down the average. That's a depressing metric, I think, to look at. But YouTube likes that metric. Really? Apparently. I could be wrong. The algorithm's weird, right? I don't know. But I think I like when you release a video, there's like
your 24 hour.
Yeah, for
viewer?
sure.
Yeah.
I don't look at it till I get home from work too, because
okay.
I'm like, but like there's a top 10, your last 10 videos, how it ranks against your own videos, the last 10. And I'm like, oh wow, this one's like in the upper half. So that means it's doing better than the other ones, which actually did okay too on their own. So it's kind of like it's doing better than the average of my last 10 videos. Like I like that metric.
The only metric I look at, I don't really even care about anything else. I just look at the subscribers gained or lost by a video. That's all that matters to me.
Oh wow.
If I look at that metric and I see that video gained 200 subscribers in the first couple days, I'm like, all right,
something's working. Something's working. Okay,
that's a good one.
If I lose it, then if I lose subs, then I'm like, okay, clearly that's not what the people want. And I feel like that is the best metric, just because you can look at view duration, but just as you said,
it's depressing.
I could watch the same video on 2 different days, and depending on my mood, I would watch them different times.
Yeah.
So it's I don't find that metrics good. The views, I don't even trust YouTube views because they're just so freaking weird.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that matters is the subs, watching the change in subs by videos, because I feel like that is the more accurate metric of how your audience is following what you're doing.
I like just the
insight.
channel, the channel analytics. It's on its own. Not even the video itself is nice. When it's like,
YouTube
oh wow,
gives
it's
you a
green. I like green.
Green is good.
Yeah,
Stay green, or even just a little red. It's okay.
Yeah, a little red. Yeah,
that's a little red.
It's like the stock market. Little red's okay. Don't freak out.
If you do really green, then the next time, it's a little red, but it would have still been green previously. So,
yeah, it's those little mind things you have to do with yourself to make yourself.
You should see the audience retention on our videos when it comes to the longer podcasts here. It's like it starts off high and then it just swiftly drops in 10 minutes, and it's like, oh, we only got like 3 or 4 people just like watching it till the end or something.
Well, a lot of people have talked to me about that though, right? And they'll break it up and use it in different formats.
Yeah.
So one person might start it on their computer watching it on YouTube, and then they move and they have it on Spotify in their car, and so
I've watched you guys in my shower.
Whoa.
Alrighty.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
You.
I was gonna say I feel like we should go to dinner first. But,
I have a hook. I have a hook on the wall, like away from the water, obviously, and
like a little shower hook.
I'm lathering up, and I'm like, "There's Mac and Tack. They're with me."
I'm glad I can be there.
Listening to our voice while he's touching himself.
I got my loofah, and I'm like, "Yeah, keep talking to me, boy. Keep
God! I thought
Next
you were gonna say
time
Mac.
be like, hey, Jamie, behind your ears, okay? Like, don't.
It's like, hey guys, Mac attack you, your shower pals.
Pretty much.
Oh my god.
I learned about airsoft while cleaning myself.
So, what are some advice you can provide to people starting up, like like using proper names, thumbnails, or release times? What are some advice for using YouTube properly?
Sundays.
Sundays?
Sundays are the days to release your YouTube videos.
Morning
Saturdays or well, I mean, it depends on your time zone. I try and release like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock on West Coast time, on Saturday or Sunday. Those are the YouTube shows you the analytics of like when people are watching your videos the most. And for the past 2 years, it's always been Saturday and Sunday. But it makes sense. The weekends, that's when people watch.
Gotcha.
Mine's sporadic.
Any YouTuber I've talked to, it's been.
Oh, really?
It's always the
Interesting.
weekends.
There you go, Jamie.
I'm kind of like,
You're
I
gonna
don't
have
know.
to change your schedule around, Jamie.
I don't know. I like it's weird. I guess maybe I don't know. I'd have to look at it because
But you've had a
So,
steady
we
climb,
can-
right?
After
It-
the podcast, we can talk about some analytics. I
It's-
can-
yeah.
it's like,
It definitely, from my experience, when it comes to like game stuff, it really depends on like the audience you want to hit. Like I myself play with a lot of people from like the East Coast as well as like Australia and stuff like that. So when it comes to that, usually I end up releasing stuff around 10 o'clock or 1 o'clock, just because those are the times correlated around them and whatnot. So like it depends on that too, like because like it being the internet and you being worldwide and stuff like that, there's definitely a much wider scope, right? But obviously Dayton and Jamie, you guys being in Canada and stuff like that, usually the analytics kind of start there first. So definitely you want to focus on that. Is that a mechanical keyboard, sir?
No, that was a whole bunch of BBs going all over my desk.
Inescapable BBs. Okay, I also have another question actually when it comes to this kind of stuff for like formula for success. How much thought should go or did go for you guys when it came into choosing your name? The only reason I bring this up is because I know Jamie, for yourself, when you were rocking the one in your name and stuff like that, from my experiences with gamer tags from previous times and stuff like that, once you start throwing numbers in there, unless someone actually is on that same sort of level, it gets missed. And so did you notice anything like that happening, and did you notice a change after you sort of did that change?
I think I love to talk about how I got my name, but yes, to answer your question, I use, it was a gamer tag thing, obviously. So like it's what I rolled with for so long, and even my Twitch channel had a 1 in it. And I think there was a guy though who had Prairie Dog already taken, otherwise I would have taken it without the number.
Oh, I see.
But I think what I struggled with, what I didn't like with that decision I made was throwing numbers in there, was that people would be like, how do you say Prairie 1 dog? And I'm like, man, I'm like, okay, I gotta fix this. Like after the 50th time, like it's been said to me, and people will try and find me on YouTube, and they'll be like, I couldn't find you. And it's like, okay, I gotta fix this. And yes, it did get better. But
okay,
I don't know, I can't pinpoint like right away, or did it help? I think it did, just simplifying it, which I always would have liked, just Prairie Dog Airsoft. Someone asks me what it is, Prairie Dog Airsoft.
So how did you get the name Prairie Dog Airsoft?
So it's a paintball story. So I'm like 14 years old. I am in the height of my paintball fun time. I got HBA stuff all set up, remote line. I'm having a good time. And there's actually where I used to play, they had like their own little like city map that I loved. And I'm like bobbing up and down like a crazy person. And I'm like,
I see.
Bob up, there you go. And it blink, blink. And I get this guy out, and the ref looks at me, and he's like, he's laughing. He's like, you're like a little prairie dog.
I would have called you Whack-A-Mole.
Yeah. That, whatever he said would have been my fate on it. But he said prairie dog. So I'm like, prairie dog. Like, I didn't quite 100% know what a prairie dog was. I remember playing World of Warcraft, and they had little prairie dogs being in Westfall. And I'm like, prairie dogs, are those real? And then I looked them up, and I'm like, these are adorable. There's these little, very fun to shoot apparently, and hunt. Not my thing, but they're
also not a sport.
Yeah, right. It's a crime to prairie dogs, actually.
And for you, Dayton, I know we've gone through how you got the name, but
was
it? Did you when you started?
HouseGamers,
Was it a lucky roll when you started, like with HouseGamers? Because it seems like
HouseGamers was like
it stuck.
We created that name when we started the channel back in like 2016, and it was all because it was going to be me and my friends gamers
House music.
And
with house
house
music playing because my friend was into making house music. So I mean, I think it just happened to be that it was such a stupid name that nobody had taken it yet. And then after time, we gave meaning to the name by creating the Airsoft videos. Like, if you think HouseGamers, you're gonna think like, I don't even know what you would think that is. I don't know why we chose that.
I'm not
name.
gonna lie. I when it comes to my mind, every time I'm in your guys' Discord, I always think of apartment gamers. Anytime I hear house gamers, I always think apartment gamers, and then
That's
I'm thinking
Cooper,
like,
yeah.
oh my god,
That's Cooper.
That's
yeah.
Cooper.
Yeah, I'm glad we have the name just because it's completely original.
It's
100%.
unique. It's very
Yeah,
unique as a
yeah.
search string itself.
and
well,
it
and it's
doesn't
easy to
have-
say.
Yeah.
It's easy to meme at kind of thing where it's like house
Yeah,
gamers.
I'm subsidized housing gamers. Or, like,
I am
whatever you are.
basement gamers. Let's go.
Gamers, domicile gamers. There's
Oh
so
my
many.
God.
Hey guys,
But,
bathroom
yeah,
gamer here.
Pure luck. Pure luck. We had that name for 3 years of being absolutely trash YouTubers.
It
who
was
made
inactive.
Minecraft content,
Yeah,
so.
gotcha.
Yeah, it just
Yeah,
happened.
yours is an interesting story of how it started because it's like it's such a unique name and you know it sticks right away, right?
The evolution of it. Yeah.
Okay. I hate to talk about this, but let's talk about it. Clickbait.
Ooh.
Have you guys like? I know the airsoft shooter videos and stuff work. You know, like that's a search string for airsoft videos. But when it comes to like when there's a big YouTube clickbait that comes up, you know, like 1,000 degree knife or you know what is it? There was other stuff, right? Like why? Like would you like?
There's a difference between clickbait and a meme. Okay, you can like I would say every YouTuber has done clickbait because you have to.
Yeah.
If you are making a thumbnail, you are not making the thumbnail to blend in. You want it to stand out. Clickbait is just the derogatory term for advertising and your level of advertising skills. Yes, if you lie about what's in the video or whatever,
that's
then
clickbait.
Yeah, that's clickbait.
Got it.
If you are just highlighting something that happened in the video and doing it a little
later in the video.
It's a 5-second segment in a 10-minute video.
Yeah, if it's
That's
like
my
you leave it at
second
the end so you
segment.
get the retention. Got it.
Yeah.
Where
like-
are the boobs?
that I could be mad about. But if it's actually like, you know, scaring, for example, the best one for airsoft videos is scaring the shit out of blah 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 blah. Right.
Right.
That's
the
a
build up.
classic one.
Yeah.
I have yet to see a video where I actually, I've yet to see one where somebody actually screams in like, scaring the shit out of them.
Yeah.
You know, I've had videos where I surprised the enemy. I wouldn't necessarily say I scared the shit out of them, but doing stuff like that, yeah, okay, that could be considered clickbait, I guess. Sure, why not? And you know what? I got to pay my bills, and if that's what I have to do to make 12-year-olds click on my videos so I can buy food, then that's what I got to do sometimes.
Desperate time calls for desperate measures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Caught the team with their pants down, literally just.
but in the end,
Man's gotta eat.
I feel like as long as you're not straight up lying in your thumbnail and title, and the content that you're producing is high quality content, then the only people who are complaining about it are like, you know, why are you complaining? Did you watch?
They hate us
video?
because they ain't us.
Yeah. Did you watch the video?
Yeah.
No. Because of the clickbait. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
well, how do you know
Oh.
it was clickbait then? Oh, did you watch the video? Yeah, I watched it. Okay, was it good? Yeah, it was good, but the title and the thumbnail are clickbait. It's like,
Did you watch it?
did you watch the video?
My favorite one that I did, it's not clickbait, you're right, derogatory term. My favorite one I did was the kid gets destroyed by 3 polar stars. Oh, what a
But it's a
nasty title. What a nasty.
But that
it's
happened
like-
in the video, right?
Yep.
Yeah. It did.
Oh yeah.
I actually tried cutting airsoft guns with a 1,000-degree hot knife. Maybe it was 999 degrees. Don't know exactly, but
Liar.
I tried it.
Yeah.
And that got the algorithm going.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fun.
That's-
It's a
yeah.
fun like it's our little victory. Okay, we get to name the video.
Hmm.
We don't lie about it. Yeah, it's a little segment of a video, but like, yeah, it's advertising. We're trying to make you click the video so you can actually see who we are as people, because we're good people.
The real
These are good
clickbait
people.
is cheater, a gold digger cheater caught with I own this Lamborghini and this is not an actor, and that's the clickbait stuff.
Yeah,
That's the stuff that
yeah.
doesn't deserve.
Wait,
to be
you've
on
done a
YouTube.
Lamborghini one before, and that was a toy. That was hilarious, actually.
I've
That's a
actually done
parody.
2 Lamborghini.
Oh yes, I
parodies.
remember you had
They were
two.
both toys, and they were both sent to
I
me
like
by
how you did the.
fans.
I like how you did the forced perspective on like I'm gonna ride it
On
now,
the-
and then as you get closer, you get like bigger. It's like oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Those are always fun to like put in a video, and then you're like, and then they click on it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So clickbait, they work. Yeah. So what's your formula for success in YouTube when it comes to like what we're just talking about here? You said the viewer, the subscriber count is just one of those things that is
Is
a good
the
measure
metric
for you. Yeah.
that I look at. Yeah.
And then for you, Jamie, it's just
It's like a it's like a game with myself. It's kind of like I'm looking at my own chart of YouTube compares my 10 videos I've made. Subscribers great, probably better than what I'm saying, but it's my last 10 videos. My most recent video ranked 3. So it's like it feels like a personal victory to know that my most recent video is right up there with my other good ones I've done. I don't know, it's a weird mental thing, but I usually look at the whole channel analytics, not just the video I've uploaded to, like subscriber gain, whether if it's the same as it was last week or last month, because it goes by 28 days, right?
28-day cycles. Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Let's skip to the next one here. So after YouTube, then work or fun. There comes a time when the fun goes away and then it becomes a lot of work. I think we've all been through that dreading sort of like, oh, I got to do another video, or like, oh, I got to edit this or something, right? Have you found yourself in that position where you become, making a video such a drag? And what are ways to like motivate you?
I think it's writing that fine line between fun and professional. Like if you over professionalize something, or it's like or you end up spiraling into this mode of I need to one up myself, or like I did something crazy last week, I should not do something regular next week because people are going to expect crazy every video, and that can be demoralizing. So like if you can I commit to what's within my, whether it be financial ability or just what I can do. Like I don't have access to, let's say, a 3D printer comfortably. So I shouldn't try and fight tooth and nail to get 3D printed stuff out for video ideas. Like that's what makes it not feel like work, that I'm, fighting for that kind of content. If that makes sense.
I think for me, it's just, I just kind of do what I want. I make content that I enjoy making. If I stop enjoying making the content, I just stop making it. Like it's that easy. I don't know. I find a lot of the joy in the videos in the editing, creating the story with it. So it is refreshing.
It's not a drag for you then. It's more like, oh look, stuff to work with.
It was like in the start of Corona time, gonna propose to a lady and then the lady ghosts you and then you have to still work and stuff and
Feel
also
you,
be
bro.
in quarantine.
Don't worry.
That was rough.
Yeah.
And it made it hard to keep making the videos. But after a while it was like making the videos makes me happy, so why don't I just make the videos?
Yeah, it's your happy place. You should keep it that way.
Okay.
And then it looks like you're enjoying what you're doing, and then people outside, like your audience, is like, this guy likes what he's doing. Yeah, he's not
I like what he's doing.
He's not shooting BBs out of like an AC-130, but like he's
Wait, we have that option? Hold on, what?
Just own it. You just gotta own
someone's
it.
gonna do it one day.
Only on private days when the marshals aren't out.
And is keeping a weekly sort of release, like to commit to having a weekly release help in terms of like getting the work done?
Yeah, the consistency is definitely important. I try to, but I got a lot of projects that I'm trying to complete at the same time, and I'm dumb and don't hire an editor. So yeah.
I don't know if I would ever I hope one day I don't have to hire an editor. I don't know if I'd like that.
You like ownership of your work?
Yeah. That's why I haven't yet, because I feel like you lose that connection with the
it's
viewers when you
weird.
stop making it.
I think it depends, because like after a certain point, because I know, right, you guys still are on that journey and on that path, right? But I believe at some point in time, you're going to need to continue focusing on producing the content that you enjoy producing, obviously, and that you just don't have the time required and stuff like that. And you can grow community. I know from watching other channels and stuff like that that sometimes even the editors have their own little pizzazz into the whole kind of thing too, so that they sort of become part of the community kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say don't knock it, but obviously don't stop what you guys enjoy doing, because obviously if you like adding that little flavor to you guys' videos,
Yeah.
then keep doing it, because I love watching it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I think well, you're right though. Because we'll see. Like, I would love to one day. I don't know if a lot of airsoft YouTubers do this comfortably, but I don't see many YouTubers upload like more than once a week or even once a month.
Also, it's just getting the content's kind of hard.
You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
You're playing once a week at the field on a
Exactly.
weekend or something. Like
Yeah.
that,
And
right?
so I could picture myself one day feeling that stress that I would need external help, because I have Sasha. That's the difference. I have literally another airsofter living in this home with me that I can attach a camera to and monetize willingly. She enjoys it.
And then she comes on and be like, "Where's my
I was gonna
cut?
say,
Where's
all
my
right,
cut?"
How to pimp out your girlfriend?
Oh, she's rooting for me. She's rooting for me, and I think she's the if you like sniper stuff, it's like, it's not that I hate sniping. I love what I do, but if I have that home field advantage of being able to be like, hey Sasha, you love to snipe. I'm gonna put cameras on you, and she's like, hell yeah, let's do it. And I'd love to just upload twice a week. I love at minimum, but
It's a lot of work, that, right?
oh yeah, and I want to like that's the thing, I want to like tackle that like head on. I love that, but I would love to see what that would do to me, like in terms of I need an editor, or we'll see, but I'm not afraid of it. I want to know what it would be like.
Well, as a person who enjoys your content, I really actually like that sort of like two things, because it's something that Mac and I have thought about trying to do too, but obviously we have so many freaking projects. There's no point in trying to start something like that. And it's like being able to show the two different perspectives, but being sort of like the same entity kind of thing, I think is like a really cool take and sort of like avenue to go on in airsoft, because people like perspectives, people like seeing the angles like that. That's why I like you guys said, right, if you don't see a scope camera on there, it's like it's like sorry, you're not seeing what I'm shooting at, okay, bye. So it's like I would suggest, I root for you on that.
And I want to do night games with you guys.
Ooh, oh, that'll be fun.
So,
that is a beast on its own when it comes to filming with the hardware. Trust me,
dude. Yeah, and
Well,
my buddy Brain
yeah.
Explorer is gonna help me with that one too.
Oh, okay.
but I've been doing my research, and I would love to one day just be at the stage where I can play nights on Saturday, show up on Sunday, edit like a crazy person, and not have to wake up for work. But again, that's like best case scenario. But even then, but night games just in general, I want to dive into, and I
get that on camera is hard.
So without
a shopping list.
So without sounding like a major shill, this is where I feel like the mistake kind of happened last year, or no, sorry, 2 years ago, when Psionics sort of tried to come into the market.
Oh God, yeah.
They did not attack YouTubers enough, in my opinion, because like be honest, right? Like Mac and I, we're not going to be the number one person going for something like that, because it doesn't give you the peak performance that you're looking for. But for guys like yourself who are trying to do both sides of this stuff, like the videos that I saw that came from the first Crossfire, from guys taking the shots with the Psionics, it looked very cool in a film format. So it made it very easy to digest, to look at, and everything like that. So like, that's definitely something I would.
And low light, right? Low light film is just being able to capture that in a quality setting. That's phenomenal.
Pros are very bad at it.
Well, no, at night,
bad.
notoriously bad. Anytime it's dusk, anytime it's like it hits low light, you go into a shadow with the GoPro, and then you're coming back into the sun, and you're blinded out. Like
that cabin at Panther, the OG cabin. You go in there, and if I'm not by the window, I'm not recording. It's not happening. Even the new cabin, as much as I love it, it's like you got to be by window, man.
It's dark.
Yeah. Okay.
I think what was I gonna say? I think the best way to record nights is you gotta have an IR laser, tracers, and just the trust of your audience that like, unless the lighting's good enough, I'll probably end up running the scope cam in case it does work
Well,
out.
if you run a bright enough white light and you
Mm-hmm.
pair your shots with your white light, you could totally see that.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I'm gonna explore it, but I'm gonna jump into it kind of like
It's something that you got to R&D yourself because there
Mhm.
is a lot of ways to record at night. It's just very difficult to
Yeah.
do so.
you guys are gonna help me with that. I think.
100%.
I did an event in San Diego called the 00 Dayton event, which was a 007 inspired indoor game where I dressed up as James Bond and we did a whole bunch of games with fans and stuff there. It
Oh,
was
that sounds
freaking
cool.
awesome, but there's no footage of it because the
Dark.
indoor field, the
Dark.
lights weren't bright enough, and
Oh,
okay.
the only
Depressing
light that
as
I-
a creator. It's depressing coming
Yeah.
home and you're like, oh no.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be a problem, so I reduced the
Yeah.
FPS. I did everything I could to boost the light, and even with like the pistol flashlight with the
Right.
GoPro that I had, you could see the circle of the flashlight, but
But you
everything
couldn't see
else was
anything.
just black.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
it would just
yeah.
flood it out, right?
And it was it was a big letdown. Go
Yeah.
filming in dark.
That's more of a technology side of things when it comes to filming in the dark. It is getting there, but it's not getting there yet. Psionics is close.
Right.
GoPro's gonna be
Yeah.
Yeah,
as
it's
soon
not. I
as
don't think
GoPro implements an actual like
low light.
physical aperture, then they might be able to.
There's
be
a
able to-
mod. There's a mod with the lens, but it's like
No,
I'm not
you-
doing that.
You would have to
Still the
remove the
sensors.
you
Yeah,
would
I'm
have
not
the
destroying-
sensor is so small. You have to
Yeah.
remove the
Yeah.
IR filter as well. Even
Yeah,
with that, you're
yeah.
still not gonna get
Fuck.
much.
Fuck
Not
that.
soldering things. No.
That's what makes the Aurora better. Is its sensor is actually like massive. Like the
Mhm.
sensor itself is big.
Yeah.
So,
The big CMOS sensor on it is
Yeah.
big. There's no IR filter at the sensor level, and then
The-
everything
yeah.
the aperture on it is nice and
Mhm.
big.
Battery
upload-
capacity though is a poo-poo time with stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Plug it into a USB power
It's
bank.
a it with that one, what you can do is you could actually put a power bank in a counterweight bag so that you can
Mhm.
offset the weight of it because it's not a real NVG, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you
Yeah.
could do it that way kind of thing. And the other thing too is that I know that it's really easy to get the footage off of. So that's another thing that can also complement a YouTuber and content creator in that kind of sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, without sounding too shilly, guys, hey, it actually has a use
Yeah.
for video content.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go away from another topic here, which is self-image now. So do you guys have a work persona that you have on screen, like a character that you emulate while you're recording a video, or is it just you?
Yeah, like I said, I think it's the best version of myself. I'm not going to show the sad I'm wearing shorts all day person, like I'm
Hey
gonna
guys, I got another
Yeah.
awesome video.
yeah
Hope
so
you guys like it.
yeah, like if I did that, it'd be, unless that's meme worthy, all of a sudden if I have to run with that, I'm gonna hate myself. But but who knows? It's like
So
that's the thing about
it's
YouTube.
full time all the time. Best version of yourself.
You
Yeah, I
should
think
try.
It's just energy level.
Mhm.
Like when I get home, I like to, veg out and go into low
Yeah.
power mode. But if I'm in front of the camera, I make sure to bring some energy and
Yeah.
present stuff in a way that I think is going to make it interesting to people. But
Yeah.
for the most part, I'd say my personality is the same. I still make really bad dad jokes, and
But you're just 110% more energetic on the
no,
camera.
100% on camera, 40% to everything else.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's how
Gotcha.
you
We're
stay
seeing
sane.
the 40% right now, guys. This is him right now.
Speaking of 40%, I'm at like 90% on the liquid retention. So I'll be back in a moment.
Go, yeah. And for you, Jamie, yeah, yours is just 100.
Am I still here? Am I still here?
What?
Let's listen
Still
to him
here?
pee, guys.
No, oh my god, I just switched off my room's power switch, and I thought,
Oh, oh.
no, I have a battery pack hooked up to my computer for
Oh,
just
smart.
that occasion.
Smart.
Oh,
Smart. Yeah, he's done that a
Oh.
few times.
Good.
Accidentally cut the stream. Yeah.
So
So,
wondering if I'm work mode or if I
are you at work mode right now? Or are you at entertainment mode? Are you what are you? What's your
right
mode
now?
right now?
Right
Well,
now.
yeah. How do you
No,
approach?
Or are you
it?
just at personal mode right now?
Well, I've done nothing all day, so I kind of have some energy stored for this event.
Yeah.
You were ready.
You're excited. I know you were
Yeah.
excited because you logged
man.
into the Zoom meeting at like God
I was
knows,
worried I
like,
was gonna be late. I'm like, are these guys here at 7?
literally,
talking about me?
literally
don't
12
know.
hours before the event started. I'm like, what is he
Signed in.
doing?
I went pee like 10 times before this, and like I was like fight or float. I was like I'm excited but I'm nervous, and so like I kept going to the bathroom, and I'm
So
like
you're ready, eh?
and this thing just and yet I've drank all this tea like a madman, and I'm going
So-
into my water, and I
so
I don't have to pee.
For you, it's very important to keep that self-image of best
Yep.
self, because is that where your entertainment value comes from in the videos?
If I look happy, I think people will feel that aura of happiness and good vibes. They can watch my video and be like, here's a guy that is just playing. He's not like, I don't have like a drone above me doing some crazy stuff. It's just I'm there, I'm playing. Most videos, I look happy, I act happy because I am. And, I look like literally I am just a person there playing, and I have cameras on me. I'm not trying to be something I'm not. And I think I try my best to show that, even when like I show plenty of segments in my videos where I get shot. A lot of players don't do that. And I'm just like, guys, I'm normal. I'm being normal. Like I get shot too. And I'm just being myself.
I always keep in all my deaths. I usually make a good girly scream when I've been shot.
That's fun. It's a good way to transition to different scenes. Like I die, move on. It's good.
Yeah, no, it progresses your story in the video.
Useful.
Yeah. And as far as meeting fans, is it the same sort of emulation that you get for your persona as well? Is it like 100% still, or is it kind of just like lower?
Or do you have to turn it on? Oh my God, you're a fan? Okay. Hey, how's it going? Like,
I was so happy that for the first time in ever way back, I was approached by these two kids that wanted to get a selfie with me, and I'm like, really? And I was like, oh my God. I was like, can I throw on my helmet? Can I put on my, like, for you guys? Like, I was like so happy, like, to take that Instagram picture with them. And I don't know. Most people that approach me though, it's always like they're asking for help with something more than like, oh my God, Prairie dog. Yeah, I get that sometimes, but like it's not like, it's not like someone here, I think, but usually it's to help someone, or like something's wrong with my Kythera, and I'm like,
you get a boost of sort of energy from just meeting fans then, and it's excitement for you. And
apparently I'm like a tech guy to a lot of
what about for you, Dayton? I'm sure you get hordes of fans out there.
It's a little bit of both. It's like I love meeting fans, especially helping fans with their guns. Like I can't tell you the amount of times being the bolt action sniper guy that some new kids come up to me and being like, I can't make this thing shoot. And I spend 2 minutes with it and it starts shooting great. And just watching the kids' response of like, I can play airsoft now. Oh my God. That's the best. As soon as like helping out the new guys, that's the best part. But it's also a little bit overwhelming. Like I started out playing at the home field and got a bit of a following, and I not dealt with, but I had been exposed to people wanting pictures and stuff. But then when I went to like Airsoft Con, that was very overwhelming.
You got a lot of people chasing you.
Well, because they're all airsofters. It was like they brought me up on stage. They expected me to MC and to entertain people. And I'm like, I talk to a camera, not to hundreds of people.
This is different than the entire like you have a crowd in front of you, and this is more for like you're doing a presentation at this point.
Yeah, it's a different feeling. But it's like the first Airsoft Con, it was very overwhelming. By the second one, I was like, you know what? These people are all like me. If people want to take a picture and like hang out or do whatever, like I'm usually fine with that because we're all the same type of gamer. I found though there are like 3 different types of fans. The ones that are normal people, they come up, they're just like, hey, how's it going? Love your stuff. Let's get a picture, talk to them for a little bit, have a good time. There are ones who are shy and they want a picture and then they go away, and it's like, okay, whatever. But the one is the people who watch you from a distance, and they just keep following you and they keep an eye on you, and it's like, just come over and say hello so I can know your name, so the person who's staring at me isn't a weird figure, Slender Man running through the forest.
Heavy breathing.
Yeah. But no, the 100%, you hit it nail on the head. It gives you so much energy putting a face to the people who enjoy your stuff. It's awesome.
Does it get draining eventually for you guys when it comes to like just emulating it, or no? Okay.
I wish some people would talk to me one at a time. You know what I mean? Like, you have one kid, you have one kid talking over this kid who I like what this guy's saying, and then there's another interesting story right here happening like 2 feet away from this guy, and I'm like, yeah, and I'm like trying to answer a tech question here, and then it's like, yeah, your gun is cool. Like I'm trying to be there for everybody, and I want to do that, but it's like
it does get a bit draining. Okay.
One at a time, please. I want to help you. I want to be there for you, but like one at a time, I beg you. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, yeah, self-image is good. Make sure you like Jamie said, get your best self out there, and be nice to people. I mean, they're your fans, and fans.
Also, like the positivity you put out with your content, you'll see when you get out to the field. Like I try to make the videos fun and not serious, and show that you can have a good time even when you're getting shot a million times. Like it is what you make it, and if you show that off and you stay positive while the game's shitty, the new guy who's watching you is going to be like, oh, okay, well, he's not having a good time and he was still smiling. Like,
Airsoft is too. Yeah, it's not just crazy stuff and I got 1 million kills. It's like I sucked today. It's like, let's make it funny. Let's make it, we're normal. We're just like everyone else. We just have the cameras on us. That's all.
Okay. So let's talk about like benefits and perks when it comes to, having this much fame and, getting well known. What has becoming famous and well known, like what has that given you guys in terms of benefits and perks? I know Dayton has a bunch. We'll start with you, Jamie.
Sure.
I know I can see it, Dayton.
Yeah, he's like,
that's a lot of guns. That's a lot of guns.
That's it.
I think it's given me perks. There's a lot of self perks, like confidence. I like to think I'm an introverted person. Like when the pandemic hit, my life didn't quite change. I just played more video games, and if anything, I got more happy. So it's weird. Like but creating has given me confidence in believing in myself that I am making good stuff, or like I am happy with this. I should keep doing this. It's actually quite a therapeutic stress reliever to make that banger thumbnail. Or just something that you're proud of. Like,
so do you feel like you're providing a service to folks out there, to deal with whatever they're dealing with, and just watch your content and be like, oh, I feel better?
I think so. I feel better making it, and I think that well, just the proof that I have people walking up to me and they're like, oh, hi, P-Dog, and I'm like, hey, and I know there are people who are happy with my content, and
good.
I do it for them, and whoever else that discovers me, I think that they'll appreciate it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you gotten a lot of free stuff from just doing this, or is it's slowly getting there? I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think if that plays into like the self-confidence gain, I think that I am able to approach people like Tritos or the 3D Crafts guy in Serbia. I think that it's not that I feel like I'm owed their ear when I approach them, like, hey, you should give me a discount on this. Like it's like I just feel like
to work together.
Yeah, I feel like I feel more confident approaching people to work together, because it's like I'm not just a week old YouTuber. I've been doing this for a while, and I like it more since I started. So it's like, I'm trying to show that, like, hey, I love what I'm doing. Let's freaking do something together. It'd be great. Like,
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I didn't do it. I didn't do it for the freaking free airsoft guns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The fact that the airsoft
that comes with it though afterwards.
The fact that the airsoft community, especially the companies that work for or that produce them, are so open to supporting like the influencers and the people who promote airsoft. There's no other, like, okay, maybe there are a few, but there are very few other like hobbies and subgenres of anything where the companies aren't just like, give us your money, yes, they're actually trying to support it. Like the Novrich, for example, all of his stuff, whenever I do any videos with his sort of stuff, he's always checking like, hey, you need anything? Do you need equipment? What do you need? Like the support that those companies have for us being able to do our job and make this content is amazing. And without the airsoft companies being that supportive, it wouldn't happen. All of our unboxings, all the guns that I get to do the gameplays with, it would still be me with my VSR10 making videos if it wasn't for the airsoft companies and them wanting to help promote the sport and the not sport, the hobby. And,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So it's like it's a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah, with influencers and
Yeah.
companies trying to get their name out there, trying to get the good word out.
Mhm.
I mean, whatever.
And that's where it comes in that's where it's kind of annoying when you do work with these companies who are just trying to support the hobby, and then people call you out for working with them. It's like, well,
Yeah.
I can't do a Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship every video. Like, what?
We're giving them too much credit in this video.
Yeah. Also, I'm not doing Raid Shadow Legends sponsorships anymore. They've gone downhill.
They have. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Really? It's not like
It's not a me.
all
It's
that marketing.
I think they ran out of money. They ran out of money. They
anything?
probably ran out of money.
No, they've become way more strict, and they don't want certain content, and they want to make sure you
Oh.
put
Ah.
certain buzzwords and stuff. And I'm not for that anymore.
Gotcha.
They're more popular now.
Okay. Speaking of being strict,
Oh god.
I know you guys are gonna hate this, and we've had to deal with this in this channel for a while now. Politics. When it comes to Canadian politics, have you guys read through or seen Bill C-11,
I know
formerly
C10.
known as Bill C-10?
Is it the same as C10 or are there
Yes,
changes?
it's the
Yeah,
same, but
it's
with
the
minor
same thing,
changes
yeah.
to add
Very
even
small.
more.
Very small.
Minor changes.
Very small.
So just to give you guys a little bit of a history on it, if you look up C11 44-1, which is basically the 44th Parliament, and then the first reading. So G, H, and I. I'm not gonna pull it up because it's I honestly don't want to dive into it. I just want to get your guys' opinion. But it means that content creators are considered as TV programs, and since you're a TV program, you're in the same rules as other TV programs in the CRTC.
Okay,
how do you guys-
They better give me the same freaking bursaries and stuff like that they give TV shows to keep their content going.
14
Yeah.
million last year to CBC. Let's
If
go.
I don't get those bursaries and that money, then no, you don't get to tell me what to do. That's garbage.
What
There
the
you go.
hell?
Yep, exactly.
So if it's passed, it allows the CRTC, the Canadian Radio and Television Communication, to regulate the internet. Do you feel concerned that the government is doing that? They basically can take any content and basically say, oh, we don't like that, remove it.
Yeah. Sounds pretty China-like.
I have no comment other than the fact that the internet should always be a area where there are no restrictions on what content you can create, apart from the obviously bad ones. Okay, the ones you're thinking of right now, those ones
exactly.
don't allow. That's not good. That's bad. But to have them be able to tell me how to make my airsoft videos, or how little Jimmy makes a video about his camping trip, no, they shouldn't have any weight.
Oh, what about you, Jamie? How do you feel?
I think that they can Bill C these nuts.
All right, well,
I ain't rolling with that.
I don't think
It's
we
kind
can
of a
say
180
that.
response, but all right, I'll take it.
Holy fuck, that's professional. Bill
Mike-
C these
Mike-
nuts.
And you
Mic
should be
drop.
allowed to say that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Freedom
yeah.
of expression.
Yeah,
Damn straight.
yeah.
Um,
So
No, I think anytime any government body gets to say with something that can involve freedom of speech and
Mhm.
freedom of expression, like video creation, as soon as they get to lay a hand in saying what you can and can't express, it's not a good thing. And recently there's been a lot that's been in the forefront of people's minds because of such a spread of disinformation about COVID and stuff like that. And should people be allowed to say that? What are the extents that people can go to
Mhm.
censor that information? And that's a really tough question. That's a really tough question.
It is, it
At
is.
what point does it become something that's dangerous and needs to be censored, and it's something that's not dangerous and it's a freedom of expression?
Mhm.
That's a
At what-
conversation.
At what point do you let them run into the wall themselves?
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're at a
It-
crossroads here right now where it's
Yeah.
like either let me be a chicken with my head cut off, or
yeah.
I need to be an assembly line chicken.
not dive
And
into that too deeply,
Yeah.
guys, because I don't want to get into the political side of things. But
Yeah,
the
no.
reason I'm asking is because the platform YouTube, it's if the government comes in and says, hey, you're gonna be under the CRTC regulations, YouTube, right? They're gonna be like, you have to abide by the rules. Then anything that they approve, gets shown first in the search string. Anything that they don't want approved will not get shown at all. Because
Mhm.
that is a dangerous game that you're taking. A company like YouTube and then telling them, hey, you're gonna have to do this because you are now a regular TV program.
Mhm.
Hmm.
That sounds awful. honestly, in my
yeah,
opinion. But
100%.
how do you guys feel about that even more? Like now they're forcing YouTube or all these other companies, like Instagram or anything like that, which will most likely comply because they are big companies.
I think that looking at the reaction to what C21 got, you had channels in the States talking about it, like Airsoft channels, let's say. I don't care who starts the movement, but now you have a way larger opposition to another stupid bill doing something stupid. So that's going to throw gasoline into a very crazy fire. I think that you're going to have YouTubers just of all kinds going, like, especially the Canadian ones, going like, what the hell's going on? And then the States are like, what's going on in Canada right now? And then they're talking about it. And then YouTube's like, I don't like what Canada did just now. And then you have Canada getting flack, and now they have a target on their heads, whoever it is that is in charge. I don't know. But I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's good for either side for this to go through.
Also, it's possible that YouTube basically says, oh, okay, so Canada is going to change these laws. So now we have to hire a whole bunch of people to go through the content and see what content is going to be stuff that Canada will allow advertisement to be on. I don't see that being something profitable. I think we're going to spend the same amount on the overview or the supervision as we are going to be making on the ads. So let's just cut ads from Canada.
Yeah, or just blacklist videos and then only show up in the US or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
that's so
available in your
that's
region.
not good for Canadian creators.
And that's that's just going to take a nosedive right away for your viewership that are local.
Well, it really comes down to the main factor that I really don't like when it comes down to this stuff, which is like you're curating what people like. I know some people are gonna like disagree with this and stuff like that, but it's like not necessarily ad blockers, but like privacy stuff. Like I don't know about you guys, but I miss sort of like the golden days of YouTube where it actually showed me what I wanted to see. Like it gets to that point where you have to train it to sort of show you the actual videos that you want to see because you accidentally fell asleep one night and left autoplay on.
You leave autoplay on, man.
Right? Oh man, like I'm watching Lex Friedman for the next like week now. Like Jesus.
Every handful of years, I reminisce about the past, and I do a Filthy Frank marathon. I watch for some reason. It's late at night. I watch every video from beginning to his last one where he's in a hole and he's
I miss him so much.
Yeah, and I'm like, you know what, man, best days of YouTube. And I just
one thing I was just reminded of was when I was making those calls to our member of parliament here when I was talking about C21, it became very apparent that what they were sort of conveying to me was they are really trying to reduce the negative influences on children, and specifically weapons and war and stuff like that. Because when I talked to them, they said I said like, hey, the content that I make is with guns, but it's not war, it's not combat footage, it's not meant to be serious like that. And they basically straight up said, we just want to try to reduce that sort of stimuli from children.
Yeah.
So
that's our goal.
That's never gonna happen. I don't know about you guys, but when I saw hockey stick as a kid, that was a long gun.
Was a gun.
There was a stick on the ground. It was a gun.
You cannot influence a child's imagination.
Yeah.
And especially by telling them they can't watch something. Like
then they're just gonna watch it.
Oh, they'll find
did
any
they not
way
learn
they
from
can.
early 2000s babies?
Like, it's so dumb.
It's part of the government trying to be the nanny state, trying to take care of its people, trying to make sure that like what Michael's saying there is like this element of free thought and expression, basically, like to make sure that they keep you in line.
It's the same idea as in Harry Potter with Voldemort. What did they all do? They stopped saying Voldemort because if you said Voldemort, then it was bad.
Gave him power.
If we just stop saying Voldemort, Voldemort will go away, right?
You must not be named.
Guess what's gonna happen if you take away, anything to do with weapons or anything to do with military or fighting or history or anything like that.
You
stop educating people about it, and they don't know it, and they became more dangerous around it. That's the way it always goes. Doesn't matter what it is.
Education is the most powerful tool, I think, in any situation.
Okay. Well, I mean, if this is kind of a touchy subject for me because I do want to deal with it, but at the same time, I'm more concerned with airsoft bans as the channel here. So if you guys want to do something, make sure, again, do a mail campaign. This is technically this is in the first reading right now. Tell your local MP, you don't like this bill, and let them know how you feel about it. Same thing we did with yeah. Tell your, like I'm telling our viewers and our listeners, you don't like this bill, then go ahead and email your MP, because that is the best thing that we can do right now. Is just mail them
recorded phone calls.
Yes.
It's gonna be like Dayton's
but-
gonna call them and
but
be like,
this is-
"Hey,
this-
it's your boy."
It's your boy. We back.
This bill is more for content creators, because your guys' our guys' our line of work is in line here when it comes to these things. When we start having to deal with the CRTC and having to have our content curate by them and get approved and not approve, or we have to pay licenses and we can't renew our licenses, we're pretty much like,
You can come from my guns and you can come from my drugs, but if you come from my airsoft videos and my porn, that's it.
just remove the
That's
last part.
end of it.
Don't come for my browsing history.
Don't come from my browser history.
All right.
Burn the hard drive.
Let's get away from the politics now, and let's just do some final thoughts here. What is the most useful advice to start the YouTube career? Jamie,
Do
and
it for
Dayton.
fun, not for money.
Yeah. Don't feel like, oh, in a year from now, if I do this, I should be able to quit my job. I think you just have to have the passion to create, and then you have to treat yourself professionally. Like, if you want to do YouTube, like, we're not talking like I want to upload, because like, if you want to get into it, whether if it's any kind of content, literally treat it professionally, but have fun doing it. Like, treat it like, I have to upload, here's my schedule, or set those milestones for yourself, but don't have deadlines, because that if you promise things to people and you don't meet those promises, then it makes you look bad, and it just, you end up beating yourself up. It's a big mental game. Keep it fun. That's it.
And misconception about what you guys do, like, what's the most common one that you
Did we
wanna...
just capture like cheater content? Is that
Yes,
that's
I
kinda-
am actually a god at it.
Yeah.
Not
is
at
is
it.
is
Not
the
easy
work
that.
is the work easy? I'm gonna say no, personally,
Uh,
for me.
The work is easy.
It's
'cause
easy if you know what you're
airsoft,
doing. Yeah.
and airsoft is freaking fun.
Yeah.
But the editing can be work sometime.
Yeah,
But-
yeah,
but it's worth it. It's fun.
It's easy when the effort you put in is rewarded the way you expect it to, but you have to really train yourself to not overdo things. And like I said, you put out a video that's super chill and you made it in 2 hours, but you have to have a baseline.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to overdo things, or here's my flavor. This is my flavor. I'm sticking with it. And that way I'm not every week trying to explore something new that,
If you make the content an expression of yourself, you'll always be happy.
Yeah,
with
it's-
the
yeah.
content. Yeah.
that's it.
And finally, what does the future hold for airsoft videos?
Nude soft. I already said it.
I was like, why did you give him another opening?
Man.
I'm really excited to get to work and to release some of my projects, because I think they're going to change the flow of the game quite a bit. Did you
Yeah.
notice that I've had my new product with me this whole time
In your hands?
Yes.
in my hands?
Hold on. Is this a reveal? Is this a reveal?
Should we have a little
This
reveal?
is a Panther folding.
Hold on. I'm gonna
Exclusive.
crank
I-
up the thumbnail here so we can see you. I
promise
can't.
you- I promise you.
Okay, I
there's
can't.
Nothing
Oh,
here.
Oh, there it is.
This is
There's
yes.
nothing here.
I don't know anything.
Oh,
Yes.
you don't even know.
Oh,
Yes.
Is he like a robot now or something? I don't.
There. We didn't hear the shots, but I know it was
Oh,
shooting.
Is it like a handheld gun?
It's a- it's a
like
wrist
like a wrist
Hold
shot.
on,
I mean,
hold on a
Hold
second.
on, he's-
Can you hear it if
there
I'm
you go.
talking while I do it?
So
God.
for our listeners who are listening, what Dayton has, if he pulls it up right now, he's got.
I don't want to show it off too much.
Oh,
He can't. He,
Quick little.
oh, there you
boom,
go.
done,
Look,
done,
all
done,
I can
done.
say,
That's it.
all
That's
I
it.
can say
yeah.
is I am Iron
I
Man.
am
That's cool.
just a quick and easy.
Dude,
Go,
that's so
Phoebes,
cool.
go!
Yeah.
So, yeah, for our
Fly.
listeners, it's something on his wrist, and yeah, it's awesome.
That's
We have
pretty
made
cool.
progress, brothers.
I'm
All
just
right.
saying that'll
Now-
be like the most.
Now
epic
that'll be
rep
my
tool
that'll
on
be
the
my
planet.
clickbait for the thumbnail now.
Yeah.
Well, the best
No,
part
just
is
put Dayton, HouseGamer exclusive.
Just
the
have
best
it all.
part
Just have it all
is,
censored.
it's going to be within the price of a sidearm too.
Ooh.
Can you shoot your own hand by accident if you flick the wrist and you like?
At the moment, there is a safety in place that stops you from shooting yourself, but
Smart.
also in testing, the safety has failed.
You don't need a safety then.
Like you should, you like
This is
when
my
you sell this
safety.
thing, have like a symbol that's just like, don't do this.
Yeah,
You know,
no,
like
I do.
limp wrist it, guys. Come on.
I do have a system that will protect you.
No,
but,
no shoots.
I
Shoot.
need to work
No
out
shoot.
some. Yeah, I
safety,
need to-
safety off. You know, safety, dude. Yeah, safety on. That's it. Or have like a thing. I don't know.
You don't
That's
want to
cool.
shoot yourself, so that's a safety right there.
and
But
then
man,
I have
that's-
a second project that I will
Ooh.
simply show you two pieces of it. and you-
Okay.
and you can fathom what you want from it.
It's a puzzle piece.
It's a puzzle. Got this.
Yeah.
this puzzle,
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Got that.
Oh, okay.
Yo.
HouseGamers calling it.
Oh yeah. All right.
Okay.
For our listeners here in Discord, you're gonna have to watch the video coming out
Yeah,
to.
we're not done. I'm done talking. I'm
Yes.
done talking. I literally stayed awake for this exclusive. Right now. I'm, like, on
Now
the
Mac
verge
is
of
leaving.
death.
All right, so that is it for the questionnaires here. Is there any sort of final thoughts from both of you when it comes to like Airsoft and YouTube or the careers you've chosen?
2022 is going to be a big year for, I think, a lot of people. For me, I think for my channel, big year. I'm hoping to start that with night games, but big year, and outside of Airsoft too, really big year. That's all I want to say.
All right, and Dayton?
I don't know. I guess I'll play some Airsoft, make some videos about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make,
That's-
no, I want to this year on the channel. I want to do more gameplay, but I want to make more of a series of like showing off my stupid ideas and me building my stupid ideas and the evolution of stupid ideas. So I think I really want to grasp onto that aspect of the channel and continue to make stupid stuff and try and break Airsoft.
Okay. All right.
Excellent.
So
All right.
meme team Airsoft trebuchet when, Dayton?
That's what the clock's for.
I have no idea what the clock's for. No, you can tell me later. But thank you very much, Jamie and Dayton.
Yeah.
Of course, we got HouseGamers and Prairie Dog Airsoft. You guys can find them at YouTube. Of course, that's what we're talking about. YouTube. This is on YouTube as well. I'll link down in the description below. I'm sure you guys already know them as well. But yeah, thank you both for coming in and talking about this sort of topic because it's been in the back of my head for a while now, and I did try and invite Airsoft Alphonse. He did say yes, but he wasn't able to come in because he is going to California to do a Jet Desert Fox event for this
Nice.
weekend. So yeah, he was
We'll get
actually
him
very
again.
well. Yeah, he was actually very interested in coming in because he wanted to talk about this subject like right off the bat. All right, so that is it for this episode, and I will leave back with the closing here. Go ahead.
Okay, well, hey guys, this is coming to the end of our podcast. This has been episode 77 of the Panther Airsoft Folding Table Talk with our awesome guests, Jamie and Dayton, HouseGamers, and Prairie Dog. I have been your host, Tack, with your host, Poi, and with your host, Mac. And we'll catch you guys on the next segment. Don't forget to press like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.
All right, see you guys.
See ya.
Peace out.
Okay, bye.